Hello, Matthew Taman here from LearnJoomlaFast.com, where we teach you how to create professional websites without being a professional coder. Listen, let me ask you a very important question. If you can learn how to create any type of website without being a professional coder, would you be interested in learning how to do that? Well, listen, right now, a lot of companies have realized that because of the pandemic, their online presence is really suffering. So what I want to teach you how to do is you can learn how to build any type of website you can imagine. So let's take a look at a few of what you're going to learn how to build. So this one here, this is an e-commerce site. You have the ability to sell unlimited number of products. So if you know someone, a company that wants to create an e-commerce website, they want to sell products on there, regardless of what number of products that they have, you can build something like that for them, or you can do this for yourself. Let's take a look at another one here. This is a landing page. If you are looking to create high converting landing pages for your product informational websites, this here is a great way to go, and you're going to learn how to do this. Now, that's not, let's take a look at a few more here. This is for a language school. So if you want to create a website where people can be able to come in to learn how to speak different languages, look at this. You can have teachers, they can create courses, they can do quizzes, learning. It is incredible, and you are going to learn how to do something like this. That's not it. Let's take a look at this one. This is fitness. Everybody wants to get in shape, right? Well, almost. But if you know someone, or maybe you have a fitness business and you want to create a high quality website, you can do that with this course. So look at this, very clean, very simple, and very professional. So now let's take a look at another one. This one is for kids. Do you know any kids that want to learn online? Right now, since a lot of kids at home, this is a great way for you to build a platform that preschoolers, toddlers, and middle school age and high school, whatever age, they can learn how to be able to access their courses online. Now let's take a look at another one here. Weddings. A lot of people getting married, regardless of whatever is going on around the world, people are still getting married. Maybe you got a friend, or you know a friend of a friend of a friend that's looking to get married, and they want to set up their own website without spending so much money to hire expensive designers that they can do that themselves. This is a very clean wedding website. You scroll down, and it has a lot of features that you can be able to incorporate as a countdown to the wedding. They can add so many things on here. Oh, let's take a look at this one here. This one is a very clean, a corporate look. So if you want something that is really high-end corporate, this is what you can do. Look at this. Now, you can be able to accomplish all of this because you are going to learn how to use a software called Quix by Theme Expert. They have created incredible websites using the software, and I am going to teach you step by step how to do that. So let's take a look at just some of the features that this thing has to offer. Pixel perfect design. You have better SEO. You can be able to build whatever you can imagine. In this lesson, I want to briefly talk about what Quix Page Builder is and how you can be able to use it for your website. Well, as it says, it's a simple drag and drop editor. What that means is that if you want to create websites, you can build anything that you can imagine, literally. And as you can see from this little screenshot here, you can drag different elements to put them in different parts of the pages, and you can be able to do amazing things. Now, how this works is that you don't have to be a coder, okay? And you're gonna see in this course that I'm gonna show you exactly what you need to do to create stunning websites. The way that Quix works is that it has what's called elements. Elements are different things that you can be able to add onto your website. So for example, if you want to be able to add a column, if you want to be able to add an image and an icon or a button or a spacer or different things, just scroll down, or even a video or a gallery or create a form, You can be able to do that with elements. So Quix has some free elements and it has the pro elements. So you can be able to drag and drop different things on different parts of your page. And this is going to give you a lot of control, because if you're designing something, you need to understand how layouts work. Okay, you just don't put anything anywhere, it doesn't always look pleasant. So you're gonna learn some of the tips and tricks, and where do you put things, how do you put things there, and why do you put things there. So Quix Page Builder in the simplest form is just a page builder that allows anyone. You don't have to be a coder. And I have to emphasize that, because I get so many people that reach out to me and say, man, I don't know how to build websites, I don't know how to code, and I don't know CSS, HTML, and all that stuff. You don't have to know that. When I started using Joomla about 12 plus years ago, you had to know how to code and do HTML, CSS, and it took so much time to build websites. But today, you don't have to do that anymore. It's a lot easier today, and that is what you're going to learn by using these different elements to build amazing, amazing websites. In this lesson, I want to give you a quick overview of what Joomla is. It's funny sometimes when I tell people about it, I create a website with Joomla or I'm using Joomla. They're like, what in the world is a Joomla? Well, Joomla is a content management system that allows you to be able to build simple to complex websites, web applications, and allow people to be able to, access it. So let's go here. If you go to the Joomla.org website, you can click on what is Joomla, and it gives you a little more information. But in a nutshell, Joomla just allows you to be able to build websites and applications that allow for people to be able to communicate, get involved. You can create as many websites as you need, and it's absolutely free. It has search engine friendly features, it's mobile friendly, unlimited designs, multilingual. It's very flexible for you to do so many things with it. And one of the things that I love about it is that it allows for you to set different permissions. So let's say that you want to create a page where a certain group of people have access to, but not everyone. With Joomla on the back end, as you're going to see, you can be able to do what's called access control level. So you can give permission to one group of people and refuse permission for another group of people. Maybe you have a membership website and you don't want the general public to access, your premium content. Well, with the Joomla, you can do just that. So let's scroll down here and see some of the other things that it has to offer. And right now they have 100+ million downloads. So this is a very, very stable project. It's not something that's just whimsical or it's not being used by anyone. And they have 1,500 volunteers. And when I have time, sometimes I'm also part of a volunteer to check, different errors and issues, new releases and beta tests and things like that. So they have currently right now 10,000 plus extensions and templates. And we're going to talk about extensions, which Quix is part of the extension that you're going to be able to use. Extensions are different things that you add to your website to add more features to it. Whether you want to add some videos or you want to add some image gallery, that's what extensions are. And they give you a lot more flexibility for you to be able to do more things with your website. And right now 550,000 line of code. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of code, which means that for you don't have to be a coder. You don't have to learn how to do all those things. When I started using Joomla years ago, man, I had to learn HTML, CSS, and it took a long time to, do things. But today you don't have to do that. And it has 2+ million websites, which is in turn actual billions of pages, So it has 76 different languages. You can translate it in that. And the beautiful thing too about it is that it is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. You can download it right now and you can be able to use it. So that's what you're going to learn, how to be able to use Joomla to be able to build incredible websites. In this lesson, I want to show you what you can create with Quix. Listen, let me tell you something. I have been in this industry for a very, very long time, and never have I ever come across something that allows you to be able to build just about anything that you can imagine. Joomla page builders have done such an incredible job, and Quix page builder is one of them. So what you're looking right now is websites that have been created using the Quix, and everything that you see here was designed with it. So if you want to build any type of website, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. You can just come here as an example just to see what's possible. And I encourage you to come here. You just go to themeexpert.com and you click under templates, and you can kind of preview some of these to see what they look like. These are high-end design. If you were to hire a designer, let's say you wanted to hire someone like myself who've been in the industry for a long time to build something like this custom for you, you're going to spend a few thousands for it. So what I've been doing is I still do design sites for clients that, of course they pay, but I also love to teach those that say, you know what, I want to learn how to do this myself. So when you look at their website, you have business types, you have multi-purpose, you have education, you have free, you have e-commerce. These are just some of the possibilities that you can be able to use in terms of what you can create. So there's so much you can do. All you need to do is this. You just have to use your imagination. You just have to create something that works for you. When it comes to web design, what works for me may not work for you. Now, there is a certain standard that you want to abide by, which I'm going to cover that throughout this course. But generally speaking, you want to design a website that's to your taste. Whatever color scheme that you want, how you want to lay things out, you can do that. So all this you're looking at right now, we're designed with Quix. And you go to portfolio, multi-purpose. I mean, the possibilities in this thing is just like, wow. It's literally wow. That if you had to spend, you can spend so much money to get someone to do this for you. Why not learn how to do it yourself and save a few hundreds or a few thousands? So this is just some of the possibilities here. And I encourage you once again to just go to preview and check them out. In this lesson, I want to answer a question. Why do you need to take this course? Well, first and foremost, the course is free, so it doesn't cost you anything. And the next reason is that you need to learn skill set. We live in a world that's constantly changing. And right now, web design, e-commerce, technology, generally speaking, is in very, very high demand. A lot of people have been impacted by COVID-19, which is just wreaking havoc all over the world. And as a result of it, tens of millions of Americans and people from all over the world have lost their jobs. So you need to learn a skill set that you can go anywhere and still thrive. I see so many people that they're dependent on just one thing, and when that thing fails, it's like, man, you're done. So by learning how to create websites, you are putting yourself in a position that you can travel to anywhere in this world. If you know how to build websites and website applications, companies are always looking for web designers. They're always looking for someone to build something because they realize that since people can no longer come to their physical stores, they need to be able to have an online presence. And you're going to learn how to be able to build different types of websites. And as you can see here, the software that we're using allows you to build incredible websites. So you can use the skill set that you're going to learn from this to apply for a job or start your own business. It gives me so much joy when I get emails from different people that I've never met and may never get to meet in person. They say things like, I took your course for how to build websites, and today I have my own business. I'm creating websites for clients, or my school had me work on a project and your course helped me to be able to complete that project. Or, just I have an organization that I wanted to get a website out. I didn't know how to get it done. I found your courses and I'm able to, get it completed. So these are all different skill sets that you need to learn, and I'm going to help you to make sure that you understand the direction that you want to go. And I want to keep things very, very simple, So for those that really want to learn how to build websites, whether you want to make money doing it, passive income. When I started, I used to charge, a few dollars. Matter of fact, my first website, I was working at a treatment center for teens, and I got fired, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I just had a new baby, and she was like, 3 weeks old, and I'm like, wow, I got fired from this dead-end job, and I got to do something, man. And I had 2 degrees, college degrees, music and psychology. So I started doing, jump into the web business, because I realized that, that's the way to go. And I started web design back in high school, but I just never continued on until college. But the point that I'm making is this: learning how to build website is an essential skills today. Trust me, it is an essential skills. I've been in the industry for 17 years, and it's something that's needed. It is going to save you time, and you can make a lot of money doing it. In this lesson, I want to talk to you quickly about what you're going to need to successfully complete this course. And I say this all the time with my courses. I recommend this, so please follow my recommendations. Here's what you need to do. Now, there's 2 versions of Quix. You have the free version. When you go to themeexpert.com, you go over to Quix menu, or you click on there. It's going to show you the page, and you scroll to the very bottom of it. Now, at the very bottom of it, you can download the free version, or you can get the pro version. Now, there's a major difference between the free version and the pro version. Now, if you want to do this as just a test, just to try it out, then of course you can do the free version. But I would recommend for this course, what you're going to be doing is I'm going to be using the pro version of it. So you need to download the pro version of it. So let's go over and see how much that is. Whoa, look at this. $31 for the pro version. And I've seen so many people that don't want to invest in themselves. If you cannot invest $31, it's not like $300 or $500 or whatever it is, $31 for one license. And what that means is that you get one license for one website. If you want to build something just for your website, you get just one license. This one they have 2 plans. You have the annual, which you pay this $31 per year, or you can get the lifetime packages based on your use. So if you get this $129, which is really not that bad, so you pay this fee $129 for life. This is not a yearly fee or every 5 years or anything. And if you're an agency, which I recommend that, you get this agency package for the lifetime. Or if you want to do the annual, you can do the annual. But it saves you so much more money if you do the lifetime compared to if you do the annual. So I really recommend that you purchase the pro version of it. Once again, let me show you the reason why you need to get the pro version. So let's go over to Elements. Elements are different things that you can be able to add on your website when you're building, okay? What I'm going to be doing in this course is that I'm going to be using the pro version. So if you have just the free version, you're not going to be able to follow along properly. You can still watch it, but with the pro version, you have a call to action, you have the animated headline, the countdown, the gallery, the video pro, and so on and so forth. Now, the free version, these are all the elements that you have access to. So if I'm doing a video, or you're watching a video that I'm talking to you or showing you how to add a video, you won't be able to follow along. Or if I say how to add a slide or a pricing table or the carousel, you will not be able to follow along. So please listen, this is an investment that you're going to be glad that you made. Trust me, you can make this money back quickly. All you need to do is just find a friend, a cousin, someone that needs to create a website, and just do that for them, and you can charge them a fee and you make that money back. So this is what you're going to need, but you need to get the pro version of this. So go to themeexpert.com, go over to their pricing, and you can download and get access to the pro version. In this lesson, I want to talk about working with different frameworks. I want to give you an understanding of what frameworks are, why you need them, and the different types of framework that Joomla has to offer. Now, in a nutshell, I want to keep this very simple. In a nutshell, a framework is like a blueprint for something that shows you what to do. So Joomla in itself allows you to be able to create any type of website. So what has happened is that you have different developers that have designed their own system. In other words, you can use their framework to build your website with. And there are a lot of frameworks, and I've used just about every one of them, but 3 of the most popular Joomla frameworks out there are the first one is the Helix Ultimate. And I have a masterclass that teaches you absolutely everything that you need to know how to build websites with this framework. It is really popular. It is really easy. When you go to joomlashaper.com, you can download the framework. It is absolutely free. You can download it. You take a look at some of the features here. Beautiful build, as responsive, multilingual ready, search engines. I'm just kind of scrolling through it. Everything Joomla your way, control, flexibility, no coding, visualization. So the course that I have goes through extensively all these different features that you have on here. And I always tell people, just come check out the features and see what it's about. Just read up on them, so at least you have some type of foreknowledge of what you're getting ready to do. So go to joomlashaper.com and take a look at the framework, the Helix Ultimate Framework. It's really, really incredible. You can do a live demo to check it out. Matter of fact, let's do that now. This is the Helix Ultimate Framework demo. So what that means is that if you want to build a website and you need a starting point, you're not sure how the website needs to look, you don't know what to do yet, you can download everything you're seeing right now, which is the framework, and you can begin to edit each part of it. Once again, I have a course that teaches you how to edit every single part of this website on the front end and on the back end. So this Helix Ultimate Framework here, you can change the buttons here, you can change the text, the image, you can change pretty much anything that you see on here. It's a really, really solid framework, and I definitely highly, recommend it. It is one of my go-to frameworks. The next one we'll take a look at is Gantry Framework by Rocket Theme. Now, Rocket Theme, for anyone that has been in the Joomla business for a while, these guys are like the original template creators. When I first started, I used to download, the themes to create websites, and they have incredible, unique themes. So as with the previous one, the Helix Ultimate, this is the framework that you can be able to download. And it gives you a lot of different ways to style your page, to, add different elements. Now, the beautiful thing about each framework is that each one has something unique about it. Now with the Rocket Theme framework here, the Helium, this is a great framework, but if you're just getting started, sometimes it can seem like a little bit complicated. So the good thing about it is that it has a lot and lots of features, but sometimes the challenging thing about it too is that it has so many features that if you're just like an absolute beginner and you don't have anyone walk you through anything, you get confused. But the good news is that I also have a course that I teach you how to use this framework, how to edit it, how to use different parts of it, and you can kind of, see exactly what to do. And it's absolutely free as well. So you want to go to the Gantry, gantry.org or rockettheme.com to be able to, check this out. And then finally, the next one is the T4 framework. This is the newer version of the T3 framework, which was the predecessor to this one. And just like the other frameworks, it allows you to be able to do amazing things. Now, one of the reasons why I love this framework too is it just flows. It just has this buttery, slippery, beautiful way that everything just flows with this, man. I really, really enjoy working with this framework. So I do a lot of my designs with it, whether it's for custom projects or as just for clients. I use this framework because it's beautiful, and it's not as complex. Now, the previous one was a little bit complex. It was simple. If you've been working with frameworks for a long time, then it was simple. But if you just got started, it's a little bit complex. So they've redesigned everything from the ground up, and they've made tremendous improvement. And by the way, this is also free. It doesn't cost you anything. So I encourage you to go to joomlart.com and you can download this framework. It's absolutely free. So you have T4 framework, you have the Helix Ultimate framework, and you have the Gantry framework. So these are the options that we're going to have, and more than likely I'm going to be using the T4 framework for this course, so you can be able to, see how that works. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about the framework itself because this is not about the framework. I already have another course that goes through extensively how to be able to use that framework. So let's move on to the next lesson. In this lesson, we're going to get started now to actually start getting our hands dirty. And let me tell you a little secret. When you are getting into the web design industry, I see so many people that try to build custom websites and do hand code everything. Now, if that's the route that you're going, then that's fine. But this course is designed to help speed your workflow 20 times faster. So what I want to share with you is this. When you are starting to build a website for your business or for a client, I recommend this highly that you start off with a template. A template is something that's already been designed and you just have to customize it. There's absolutely no reason why you need to build something from scratch unless the client specifies that I want something like that, which most of the time you can just start with a template anyway, a template that has a lot of the features that they're looking for. So in this course, we are going to be using this template that was built with Quix. Now, the template has already been designed, but we're going to create additional pages and we're going to break this theme down so you can see what was done, how it was done, and how you can replicate the same thing on your end. So you can download this theme. You should have a membership at Theme Expert. So if you don't have one now, just go to join and join. You can download this theme because you're going to need it in order to complete the rest of this course. And as I mentioned before, this is an investment that you make that you can make your money back very quickly. So you gotta log in first to the Theme Expert and download this. Now, before you do that, you need to make sure that you have a web host because you're going to need some way to upload the files that you get from Theme Expert. So you need to find a web hosting company if you don't already have one, and they're going to give you what's called your cPanel. And your cPanel is going to look something like this, that you can be able to go and upload the files that you need to that particular website. So this is a template that we're going to go with. I'm going to download it, and then we are going to take on with the next step, which is actual installing. So let's do that right now. So let's download this. In this lesson, I want to show you how to download and install the template, the fitness one. So once you go to your Theme Expert backend, you can be able to scroll down. Matter of fact, you go where it says the templates, Joomla templates, and you scroll down. You just have to find the fitness one. So we're going down. It's all right. So this is the one here. Now, when you come here, you see what's called a change log. A change log is just to let you know the version of the templates, the release dates, and what changes were made or what bugs were fixed. So what you want to do is you want to download the version 2. This is the quick start. It's important that you download the quick start. If you download just the template, then it's not going to have the content that you see on there. Now, you do the template if you just want the bare bones, you like the layout, you like the features and some of the things that come with it, but you don't need all this other stuff in there. I do that sometimes when I just want to build from scratch. I use just the template itself, but for this course, you can just download. I've already downloaded this. You just download the Quick Start, and you can download the Quix Pro, which you should already have that, and the T3 extended plugin and the T3 framework. So this is the framework that is being used on this particular template. So make sure you just download these and let's get those installed. So to do that, we need to go over to our cPanel and we need to create a database. So from your C panel, you go to my SQL, you find my SQL database, and we're going to create one. And creating a database is very simple. If you don't know how to do it, I'm going to show you now, and you can contact your web host. If you don't have access to your C panel, they can be able to give it to you. So for this one, I'm just going to call this database Quix and just click on create. You can call it whatever you want. As you can see, I've created a lot of demo stuff. So I'm just calling this one Quix, and you click on create database. And you have this here, and you click to go back and scroll down. I'm just going to call it the same thing again, just Quix. Now with the password, you can choose passwords that you remember. So they're asking me for this one now, do I want to use this password for it? So I'm not going to use that password because this is a demo stuff. So I'm just going to create something, you can choose whatever they've given you, or you can use a password generator. So since you already have this here, I'm just going to, I guess I'll just leave it, and then just click on create user. Make sure you don't have any spaces before or after, and then click on create user. And then you want to click on go back. Now the final step is you want to connect your user to your database. So click on this drop down, and you want to locate the new database you just created, and also locate the new user, and you click to add. And then you want to check where it says all privileges. If you don't do this, when you try to connect your database, it's not going to work. It's going to, give you problems when you try to do that. So now that has been successfully created. So let's go back here. You can just click on the home. Once you've created your database, and now you're ready to go over to the file manager. Once you're in your file manager, you want to go over to public_HTML. And from here, this is where we're going to create a new folder. Now, if this is going to be part of your main domain, then you would upload the files and everything here. But since this is not part of the main domain and it's part of a subfolder, then I'm just going to click on new folder. And then I'll just call this one Quix and click on create new folder. And then once you've done so, you just have to double click on the folder that you just created. Now it's empty. So what we got to do is we need to upload the fitness theme that we created. So you can click on upload. You can either just drag and drop, or you can select the file. So I'm just going to drag it and drop it. You don't have to extract anything. This is a quicker way for you to install Joomla through FTP, and it takes a long time for the files to get transferred over, but I'm just going to drag and drop that file right there. So as you can see, it's not that large, 59 or so megabytes. So just give it a second to upload. So once your upload has been completed, you come back here, and if you don't see what you uploaded, just click on reload. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click on this and just going to click on extract. This is going to extract that template and all the files on the site. So instead of going through FTP, which could take a long time, we'll do this. So you click on there, and then you click on extract files. And when it's complete, you're going to get this. So you click on close. So now you have all the files that's needed for this. So what you want to do now is first, let's just change. We're just going to rename the HTE access.txt. And let's go to right click, and you got to just rename it. And you're going to see why later on. So instead of htaccess.txt, we just have a .htaccess, and let's click on rename. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the domain where this folder is loaded. So let's go there. And then you get to the screen that looks like this. They're using a keep a backup restore script. So when you get here, there's a good thing. You just want to go to where it says next. Now, all of these, your screen should look exactly like mine in terms of all green. You shouldn't have any red or anything. If you have any red, then you have to contact your web hosting company, and they will fix that for you. So let's click on next. This is where you have all your information that you have to put in. So for your database, you put in just local host. And then for this, you put in the username for the database that were created, which is that one, and then the password. and then you put in. Now, if you wonder where I'm getting the database name from, you just go back to your C panel. Remember earlier on we created the database. So you just get in whatever name that you put. And then you come back here for the database prefix, just leave it as it is and just leave everything as it is now. And then you want to click on next and then give it a second to do its thing. And once it's complete, you're going to get this message, database restoration comes successful. So you click on next and it's going to ask you to save the password. I'm just going to click on not now. And this is where you put in the information for the site. You can put in the live. You don't have to really add anything on here right now. If you have SSL, you can force it, but don't worry about that. Just leave it as it is and go over where it says the email. This is where you can put in your email address. But since there's like a demo, I'm not worried about putting anything. So your screen should look exactly like mine. All you need to do now is, I'm not going to use that password. So all you need to do now is you just have to put in your password to be able to log in to the front end of the site. So once you've done that, you click on next. Okay, you're at the last step. You just have to click on remove the installation directory. You have to do this for security reasons. So click on this. And then you get this message, this pop-up here that has been removed. If not, you have to go here to the Akiba if you have any other issues, but for the most part, it's usually okay. So you want to go to view, and as you can see, the upload has been completed successfully. This is the template that we are going to work with. It's a beautiful design. You can be able to do so much with it. Scroll down. You can add a video, and I'm going to show you guys how to edit this. So for those that want to use this as your starting point for a project that you're working on, this is really great. So you scroll down. Just kind of get a feel for it to make sure everything's shown right. So everything looks great. In the next lesson, we're going to take a look at the back end of this template. So when you first log into the back end after you've successfully installed the template, you should have something that look like this. It's going to show you the Joomla, the latest version, or any updates that needs to be done. And also it's going to ask you to update your Quix Pro, your license. So this is very important that you do that. All right, so we're going to do this. So let's go over to the Quix and let's go over to the dashboard. When you come to the back end of the Quix here and you click on the activate the license, you need to do that because that is going to allow you to, update your site to get the latest version, to get support and all those great things. But in order to do so, you would have to put in your username and your authentication key. This is a key that you do not want to share with anyone else. You can also always, regenerate a new key, but you don't want to share that with anyone. This is like a detail just for your site alone. So go to Theme Expert, log in and get your, put your username and your authentication key there to get going. So I've put in my key from this site and I am going to click activate. So now your license has been activated and you're getting this message right here. That's okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to extensions, manage, and let's go over to update. And when you get to the update manager, you have a few things that you want to update. So they have the J2 store, the free version, the Quix Pro, the regular labs, and all these right here, these are free stuff that they've put in there. So you can update all of them or you can just update whichever one that you need. So let's just click to update here and you check there and then you go to update. So when you click on the update and all the extensions update, but you get this error message, installer type, that's okay. Let me show you another way to install updates. So this occasionally sometimes happens with every extension, so to the workaround with this is you go to extension, you go over here to install. And then once you get here, this is where you can install the Quix page builder that you downloaded from their website. You can click to add install from web tab. Or I'm just going to click to browse and then locate the file. And then you should get this message that says that it was successful. Next, you need to proceed with the installation. So click on proceed with installation. And everything here looks good. Now, one thing that you note is that if on your website you see that you have the recommended limit is different from what you have, it might have like a red, like a 32 or an 8, you can change that limit. You can just contact your web hosting company, or you can do it yourself. Let me show you how to do it yourself. So go to your cPanel, and then you just want to type in the PHP in it right here. So you want to click on this. So when you get here, you want to click on your domain name, and it's going to pull this down for you. So all the values that you're seeing right here is the same values that you see here. So if you notice that, for example, if your PHP, if the memory limit, the recommended is 64, if you have 32, well, you can be able to come here. There's the PHP, let's see, the memory. So 60, 64, there's the memory limit. You can raise that. And then once again, just make sure you contact your host if you need to. But for the most part, you can raise that amount to like a 64 to match whatever it says the recommended is. And that's a good way to go about it. So now that you've done so, the directories, everything looks good. You want to go over to next. When you get to next, you should have your username and your password from Theme Expert. Just log into your dashboard to do that. And this is here where you validate your site. So click to validate. Okay, and now so let's get started. Click on next and give it a moment just to go through everything here and check through success. So everything looks completed. Now let's click on next. And then from here, once you get this maintenance message, you want to click on next. And now it's been complete, so you can start to build. So let's go to start building. So everything now looks to be completely set up, and this is what your dashboard should look like. You shouldn't have any more update messages. So you have the latest version of Quix page builder. So in the next lesson, we're going to take a look at an overview of this. Now that you have Quix all set up, in this video, I want to give you an overview so you can really see the power and how incredible and amazing this extension is. So I'm not going to cover every single thing about it in this one video, because for the rest of this course, I do that. So I wanted to kind of get your juices flowing, and I want you to see how things work. So this is the dashboard. And it's very clean. One of the things that I love about this dashboard is that you get to see your image optimization rank, how well it's been optimized, your mobile, you get to see your SEO, your page rank, and all those, things here. And once again, we'll cover that later on in another video. And then you get to, make sure that you leave this guys a 5-star review, because they've done an excellent job with this. So I want you to click here, okay, you deserve it. And you're going to be able to go to the Joomla extension directory to leave them a review for that. So at the very top here, you have this, the new, and then you have the SEO. When you click on the SEO, it is going to open up a page where you can be able to put in all the SEO detail about your site there. It's really great that you put in your SEO detail. And as you can see here, you choose what type. Is it a person, a local business, or something that's custom? If it is custom, you can put that information there. You put in the name, the URL, the logo, the Facebook. Now, I really do encourage you to fill as much of this as possible. Fill the ones that you're the most active in. So if you're more active on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, or whatever one you're most active on, you fill that. And then for your contact, do you have a contact number people can be able to reach you at? You can put in the billing, the support. You choose this and you go based according to that. And then you fill all this stuff out, which is really great. And once you do that, you click on save and close. So once again, this is for your business specifically. So I'm not really putting anything now, because I wanted to show you how to get that done. So fill this part out and put that logo on there. Okay, so now we are back over here, and let's take a look at the new. The new allows you to create a new page, and we're going to go over that in just a second. But let's see what other tabs that are here. So you have the pages. Let's click on this. When you click on pages, these are the existing pages that you have on the website. So let me click on this here to see what's on the front end. So that's what you click on to preview the front end. But this shows you all the current pages that you have. When you see a lock on something like this, you have to do what's called a check-in. So if you ever come across a lock, just click on this lock and it's going to check it in. So now that little lock is gone. Sometimes when that happens, you're not able to edit a page. So it gives you SEO stats here. Your score right now says 0 because nothing really has been done. And you see this, you can unpublish or you can publish something. So if you click on this eye, it's going to preview whatever page this is. So in this case, it's going to be the home page here. When I clicked on that, it's going to let you preview what's in the home page or whatever page that you click on. Now, if you want to rearrange the order of these, you just click here. Once you click there, it is going to activate the movement so you can move things up or move them down. But you have to click this little sort the order in here to be able to do that. And then we're going to take a look at creating the pages, but I want to walk you through this next part. Let's go to templates. As you create more and more, you're going to realize that templates become like your buddy. And what that means is that there's certain part of your website that you create a lot, and this is going to make more sense later on, but there's certain things that you use a lot, like maybe like a specific header, a specific section that you like how that is designed and you want to keep that design to be uniform throughout the site. Well, instead of you having to create that thing over and over again for each page, you can put that in your template section and you can be able to reuse that. And I'll show you how to be able to use that. Another beautiful thing too about that is that you can use this short codes in your Joomla articles, which we'll take a look at a later video. But you can use this in your Joomla articles, which is really great. Listen, when I started using Joomla 12 plus years ago, creating pages to look professional, man, it took so many days to get it done because you had to hand code so much, which leads to the integration. So let's go over here. Now the integration, this is where you can be able to integrate any one of this other third-party extensions into Quix, and it's going to work flawlessly. So in this course, I'm not going to integrate all of them, but I'm going to show you how to get it done. So you see where you see this toggle. If you click on, you've enabled it, you've disabled it. Now you saved it. And a great way to do that is that you can be able to integrate any one of this: EasyBlock, Digicom, Virtualmart, Hackershop, the K2 Zoo, the JU Direction, the J2 Store. You can integrate that in your site and use the features that come with each extension. Okay, so let's say for Virtualmart, you can integrate Virtualmart or J2 Store. All the features that allows you in J2 Store, which the site uses, you can incorporate Quix into your J2 Store, just giving you even more capabilities to do things. And we're going to take a look at that later on. So now let's move over to the elements. Elements are different features that you can add on your website. So as you scroll down here, you're going to realize that you have a lot of things that you can be able to add. So let's say you want to add an alert. You can do that. You can want to add a block quote. Let's go. You want to add a pie chart, a person, a number, pricing table, social icon, SoundCloud, video. You can be able to add a lot of different things. So when you're building your website, for example, and let's say you want to create a page about, you want to put a video on the page. Well, you have the video. You can use the video. They got a video pro that you can be able to use to put on the page. Now let's go over to the pages again, because this is where you're going to spend a majority, if not all of your time on this section. So from here, there's a couple ways you can do this. So the first way you can do this is, now you notice you have classic. This is the old deprecated ones that they had before. The new one is what you want to go. This is a visual builder. This is where the power of page builder really resonates. So let's click on new. So once the initialization is complete, you get this screen here. Now this is a very clean interface. I love it really. So you look at the very top here, you can always click to close the page. Then you have the page title. So when you click on this drop down, it shows you all the pages that you currently have. So if you wanted to edit something, you can click to edit here. You can also choose to create a new page. You can check the page settings. You can check the SEO for this individual page. So let's go to the page settings. Now this shows you the page settings for the page that you're working on. not the entire site, just for this page. And if you wanted to give certain access to this particular page, you can do that as well. Now, access is just saying that if you have a membership site, for example, and you did not want the general public to have access to this page you wanted to create, you can just go to register. That means that in order for someone to get access to it, they would first have to register. So you go over to the styles. This is where you can be able to work with your styling, the H1 tags. You have your typography right here. You have your font. You scroll it down. And once again, I'm going to be covering all this stuff later on, but I want to give you an overview. And then this is where you want your image optimization, which is really great because when you optimize your images, things load a lot faster. And then CSS, if you want to put some stuff in there. So that's part that's closed. And let's go back to the setting, the SEO setting, the same thing, the title, the description, the keywords. You can put your Twitter username, Facebook ID. You can put an image if you want here for that. And you use the open graph and Twitter card as well. So let's close that out. And then here you can link to a menu page, and then you can link to a menu page, but then you get this message reminding you have to save what you've done first. And this is really key. I'm so glad they did this because, you know, sometimes you design and stuff, working on stuff, and you accidentally click something and then you lose all that work. So right over here, you have the different devices that you can be able to view it through. So it's responsive. You have a desktop, you have the tablet, you have the mobile, and then you can toggle through with the view, and then you have your SEO quick rank. You can optimize the images here. You can view this page, and also you can save. And then you have to add sections. So if you're starting with a brand new page, you can either choose a template or you can add a section. So you click on this add section. It's going to ask you, how do you want to the section to look? Now, once again, regardless of the section that you choose, you can always adjust it accordingly. Okay, so you can choose to add this section. Let's take that off. Now you've added that section. Okay, so you chose, let's say we choose this one right here. So we've added 2 sections. And each section at the very top here, you click on this section setting. Every section has a setting. So this one has a setting and you click on there. This is the generic setting that applies to this entire section. So if you wanted to change, let's say, the font color for all the text in this section, you could do that here. If you wanted this to be in a container, a full width, or if you want it to be custom, you can do that here as well. And you have the layout style, the spacing. You can choose for the background, and then you can choose the overlay, and you scroll down the divider and the bottom, and you have the advance. So let's cancel this out now. And we're going to take a look at the elements later on. So right now you can choose to add different elements. If you want to add an alert, let's click on this one right here. So once you add it, just like that, you have it on there. You can choose the different stylings for it. You can choose the behavior, the icon. I mean, the possibilities are endless, as you're going to see later on for the rest of the course. So now we've added this. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to show you, let's say, go back to the home page. So now we're going to take a look at this home page here. What's consist of it? You know, it looks like there's a lot going on, but when we take a look at this thing, you're going to be able to see how simple and easy it is for you to edit this entire page. So let's click here and let's go over to the home one. It's going to ask, you know, the Mac is asking, I want to save this. I no, just want to leave. So when we activate this home page, this is what it looks like. And as you move your mouse on every part of the site, you notice it's highlighted. It lets you know the section that you're editing, and literally every single thing that you see on this page, you can edit. That is the beautiful thing about this. Every little thing you see on this page, you can edit and change it to be exactly how you want it to be. Look at this. Just I'm moving the mouse over. You can edit this. You can change that. So let's go and start from the top. Once again, I'm going to give you an overview, and then we're going to break each thing down. But let's say you wanted to come in like, let me see. I want to edit this. So when you put your mouse over it at the top right-hand corner, you're going to see the editing icon for each element. Okay, this an element, and you can choose to edit. So you put your mouse over here, you click to edit, and you get this pop-up. It's telling you that, you see where it says fitness template? You can change that. I can put this Quix template, if I can spell template right. But do you see how incredible it is? I am able to change it, and you see that right there. And the text that is right here, you can change that text right over here as well. The image, you can change the image to whatever you want that image to be. You scroll down, the content alignment, you can choose the alignment for it. So just like that, I've changed that text. And let's come to this one. All right, now let's take a look at something here. This is the readjustment. Let's say that you didn't like the spacing for each one right here, and you wanted to give one a little more space. All that you would have to do is just drag like that. Left, you can drag in, or you can drag out. You see how easy it is? So you can give different items the amount of space that's needed. And as you're going, it shows you the percentage. Look at this. That's incredible. Look at it. So simple. So if you're designing something and you realize that, the column spacing that I have is not sufficient, I want to be able to do more and I want to do less, you can do that as well. So how do you move things around? When you put your mouse over each section here, you're going to activate a few things. So you see where it says options. When you click on the options, you have several things. You can click for the settings, which is going to bring the settings just for that section. No, I don't want to do anything there. So let's close that out. You can duplicate that section. So I click to duplicate. Now I've duplicated this entire section. There's 2 of them. You can come and you can copy and paste it in a different part. You can go, you can save this. You can disable it. So if I click disable, now I've disabled just the first part, and I come back again, and then you can be able to remove things. So I don't want this part to show up anymore. So now that part of it has been disabled, so it's not duplicated anymore. And then I want to come back to, let's move into another section here. So I want to come back to this section, click on this one, and I wanted to, let's say, delete it. I can click to delete, and that whole section is gone. Now, let's say you realize that, oh man, I made a mistake. Why did I just do that? Don't fret, everything is okay. You click on this back, and there you have it. The section that you just accidentally deleted, it's still right there. So you scroll down, and you're literally able to do anything here. This is such a beautiful and a crisp design. The way that things are laid out is just laid out perfectly. Perfect. When I mean perfectly, it is just incredible. So you're going to have so much fun in this course. I promise you that. You're going to learn how to move things around, how to add different items on your page. You are going to be the master designer. Matter of fact, you can fire your web designer right now. After you finish watching this entire course and see what you can be able to do, you can say, listen, man, I could do this by myself. And that is the joy that I get when I have so many of you reach out to me and say, man, you know what? I've saved so much time. I've saved so much money. Now, guys like myself that we do web design, for a living, and we do front end design and things like that. Most of us don't want to share this secret with you, but well, the cat is out the bag. So even if you have no coding experience, trust me, you can be able to create beautiful websites using the Quix page builder. It is really, really incredible. And it really does allow for anyone to create pixel perfect websites. In the previous lesson, I gave you an overview of the dashboard and some of the features that Quix has to offer. In this video, I want to show you about working with templates. Now you go to new and it's going to take you to this. Now, in a brief nutshell, templates are pre-designed blocks that have already been created. You just have to pick and choose and mix and match to create the layout that you're going for. So once you get to the front end, you want to click on add template. When you click on here, you have several options that you can see. And the great thing about this is this. If you have the pro version, you can just choose any one of these as a starting point. So they've done an excellent job. You scroll down and any one of these that you like. Now, templates are very important because sometimes you want to create a website, but you just don't know where to start. You don't know how the header needs to look, how the middle, how things need to look. So you need some type of inspiration. So this is where the templates come in. So right now you have a section. You can click from here to choose the type of section that you want to create. And as you can see here, or you can kind of just scroll through to get an idea of the different types that they offer. So let's start first with this header. So I'm going to click on insert. And in order for you to use this, you need to have the pro version. So if you don't have the pro version, what I'm using right now, you won't be able to get access to it because it says pro. So you click insert. And just like that, we have a top section. Now let's create a page with just this section. So click add templates again. And we're going to go scroll down here. Now this is the fun part about it. Okay. You can just kind of scroll through and see what type of layout do you want to build? How do you want to convey things? So I'm just picking things at random. All right, so I like this one. Let's click insert. And we've added that. Let's click add templates again. You scroll down, see what else do you want to add. You kind of go through, you can do this method, or you can just say, okay, I like this one too. So let's add this one. And I've added another one. So let's go down again, add another section. Okay, I'm going to go with this one right here. And you get that message successfully added. Now I'm just adding different sections at random, and you can already see that I have a complete website just with adding a few items. So if you're not a designer, you don't know where to start, where to begin, sections are going to be your best friend. So click on add templates. So I'm going to go through here, and I can also come through here and check, see, what do I want to do? Let's check some clients. So I'm going to go through these here and see what type of layout for these that I want. Okay, so I'm going to go with this one. Okay, let's keep building. I like everything at a glance like this. So let's go and see how does this look. Scroll down. What do I want to do? Now you can keep extending more, or you can kind of leave it at that. Okay, so I'm going to add some pricing. I like how this pricing one here looks. I'm going to insert the pricing. Now the pricing is good. Click add another template. So I'm going to scroll down. You kind of hum while you're doing this. This is a little bit fun. And you can pick and choose anything that you want here. I'm just choosing stuff at random. So there's really just different things. But the goal of it is I want to show you how simple and easy it is for you to do this. So I like this FAQ. Let's add this one. And scroll down the FAQs there. Let's add something else. So I want to add, let's say contact. Okay, so I want to contact. So you scroll down with the contact. Which one do you like? I like this contact style right here. So I click this one. And just like that, I've created a landing page literally in seconds just by dragging and dropping. So this page that you're looking at now, this was designed just by using sections. And once again, if you're not a designer, so many people freak out because they don't know what looks good. They don't know how to do this. All you can do is just drag and drop what you think looks good from what you're trying to accomplish. And just like this, you have a high quality professional website that you can use for your business. And it took literally just seconds to do it. Literally, if you want to add more, you can add more. And you can also check it out on different devices, see what it's going to look like. So there's the desktop. Let's see on the tablet how this looks. So this is what people are going to see when they look at it from a tablet's perspective. Let's go over to a mobile phone. And this is what they're going to see. And everything is responsive. It looks good regardless whatever device that you're looking at it from. So let's go back here. You can click on this. You can toggle, just cancel, and then click the desktop. And once you're done, okay, if you want to just save this page as a normal page, you can just click on save, and you have to go through naming, which we're going to go through that in just a minute. But let's say I want to save this as a template. I can come here and I can click on save as template. It's going to ask me to name my template. This is where you put the name of your particular template. So I'm just going to call this easy setup or something. You can call whatever you want it to be. And then once you're done, you click on save. So what you've done now is you've saved this template. So in case you have to use it again for another project or another site, all you'd have to do is to recall it. So what exactly does that mean? So let's go back to add templates. Now you notice that you have my templates here. When I click on it, you see the easy setup was created. if I ever wanted to start over again and I just didn't want to do that work, I would just click on insert. Okay, so these are the templates that you can create as many as you need to. You go back to pages. These are the pages that you can be able to use. With the pages, how this works too is that these are already pre-designed pages that you can just use right away. So let me show you how this works as well. So let's come over here and I'm just going to choose this one right here, insert. And once you click the insert, just like that, you've created another page, this beautiful layout that you can customize and tweak just from a template. So you scroll down here, you can adjust the columns, how you want them to be. You can disable something if you don't like how that looks. So using sections and templates are really great because you don't have to know how to code. You can look at the designs that you like and you can build from them. So if you want to build like a sales funnel or a landing page or even a complete website, you just have to go to templates. You can choose a page that's already been created for you. Scroll through and see the design that is closest to what you're looking for. And then from there, you can be able to customize. So scroll down. This is beautiful, just absolutely beautiful and so easy for those that are kind of freak out about creating websites. So you scroll down here and you go to sections. So you have the tools to use the sections or you can use the pages. It is up to you to do that. But as you can see, give it a try. You're going to love it. I would love to see what you create. And the last lesson, we're going over templates and sections. In this lesson, I want to show you how you can be able to use the element. This is where you're going to spend time. You're going to use different things from here. So these are some of the elements. So like your countdown, the Facebook like box, the gallery, the heading. And I want to show you how you can be able to use each one independently, okay? Because what you see here is every website is comprised of all these different things mixed into one. So when you go over to, let's say, template, everything that you see here was used as using element. So these are different elements that they've used to create it. So now let's break down each one so you understand, how to use it. So let's go to add section. And I'm just going to start off with just a, common one section here. You can pretty much pick and choose any section type that you want here and adjust that later on. But let's click on just this one here. So you click to add element. Okay, the first element that you see here is the accordion. You can go to my element, you can go to general, you can go to Joomla, and you can go to pro. So these are all the pro elements. So let's start off first. We're just going to go through this here. And let's click on accordion. So when you click on accordion, this is really great for like a Q&A. If you have a lot of item like on a list format that you want people to be able to get through quickly, but you don't want to have this whole page stretched out, a list accordion is a great way to do that. So you can click on each one and you can put in here, how do you get started, or whatever question or whatever you want to put there. You put that there and you click here to close it. You do the same thing for the second one. You add your item, you can edit text. If you have an image you want to put, you can put the image right there, but I'm not going to put anything. And part of what I want you to do too is I want you to experiment. Okay. I want you to experiment with different things here. So let's go up. Now the behaviors, you can choose quick rich markup. You can allow multiple items to be open. So as you see right now, you have the first one that is open. If I click on not to allow any items to be open, this first item is not going to be open. I can choose to close first item. So you can go here and just kind of play with these. So for the icon, you can choose to add an icon. Now I'm not going to add the icon yet because they have a special section for the icon. But once again, this is an interactive course. So I want you to try things. Even if I'm not trying those, I want you to try it and see what you come up with. So let's scroll down to the behaviors again. I click on apply. And then when you click on apply, you would first have to save the page. But if you wanted to add some more, you can add some more accordion. And then you click on apply. Now let's say that you decided that, you want to be able to reset the grid or you want to change the settings. So You can do this here. You reset it. And then if you want to change the settings for anything that you see of the element, you would put your mouse over here and you click on the edit, or you can click on this drop down. You can edit, you can duplicate, you can copy the style, you can save to library, and saving to library allows for you to use it later on again, which I covered before. You can disable it or you can delete. So in this case, I'm just going to delete this one. So now that's been deleted. I can come back here and I want to duplicate it. And you can move it over by dragging down, and you move it pretty much anywhere. So that is how you add an accordion. It's very simple, and give it a shot. In the previous lesson, we're adding an accordion. So let's go and just click to delete it. As you can see, real simple to delete. Now we're going to add a different element. Let's add advanced heading. Advanced heading, as you can see right there, about us, who we are. Now this is used for like internal page. So you can change the text here. You can come through, or you can put in who we are. You can put in what we do to change that. And you scroll down where it says about us. You can change that if you want it to be about us or contact, whatever you want to put there. And you can choose the alignment for the text. So if you click there, it moves it around. And you can choose the tags here, the H1, H2. When you choose it based on the tags that you choose, it gets bigger or smaller. So for the most part, you want to keep that as an H2 tag. And do you want to display background text? You can hide the background text or you can display it. And then you go over to style. Now with the style, I've covered the styles before, but every element has style. So you can pretty much do different things with the style. You can add different things. You can move it around. You can add color, the typography, the background. So with this one here, you can change the pattern. So this the top, right, bottom, left. Okay, so this first is the top, right, bottom, left. You can add spacing for each one. As you says, I'm increasing it, the spacing increase, or I can just put in something like 120 and it's going to increase. I can put in 60. And the reason why you might want to put some space, because sometimes when you're designing something, you realize that, oh, you see how that is off right now. So if I put that at 70, it lines it up with the contact, and you can change the color. So as you can see, it's really fun. And then you have to hover. When someone hovers over it, what color do you want it to be? You can close that, and you choose the typography. You can choose default font. You can choose bees. Have a default font. Now the font is changed. You click, scroll down. You can choose any one of these fonts that you see here. It's pretty much up to your liking and to your taste. Now the weight is how thick the font actually is. So this is 400 right now, but let's say I put 800. So the font is set at 400. You can scroll down, the transform, the upper. Do you want it to be lower? That's the text. It means that it's going to be alphabetical. The style, italics. You can choose decorative, overline. You can come here and choose whatever you want. So this is the fun part of the creation process. You can choose a text shadow. You can choose anything here. So you can see, so I'm clicking on it, has that shadow. I'm going to choose this text, the style, and regular. So each font that you choose has their weight. You can set the weight for that. And once you're done, you go to advanced. Once again, advanced has to do with the background. If you want to change the background, if you want to change the box shadow, or if you want to change the animation for this part. So I'm going to show you guys a separate section on just using the advanced tab. But it's in a nutshell, you pretty much just kind of go through and click part of designing is trying things out, because you try something and realize, I don't like this, let me change it to that. That's how you come up with exactly what you're looking for. So that's how you add the advanced heading. And the last lesson, we added this advanced title here, header. So now let's just delete this one. And we are going to, we're going to add next, we're going to add alert. Alerts are really great if you want for people to know about something specific about your site. So you choose the type that you want. You can choose, as you choose it here, it changes color. So based on what you're trying to do, if you have an important message, it's an information, you want people to really pay attention to it, then of course the color is going to be different. And once again, this is your personal preference, you know, so you can choose whatever color you want. Now, do you want this to be closable? And what that means is that when people come here, do you want them to click on the X to close it? So if you do that, it's going to show this X. So anyone can be able to click it and it's going to close it. Now, if you have a message that you want that to stay on your site, let's say for 1 week without anyone deleting or removing it, then you just disable this for that time being. And you can put your alert title here. This is a special message about Quix page builder, or whatever message that you want to go there. And then once again, with the styles, they're always the same. You can choose the alignment for it. As you click, it goes through. You can choose the heading. We've gone through this before. You can choose the font. You scroll down. You can do the same thing too for the advanced, which we went over. But that's how you add an alert. And the last lesson, we added an alert. Once again, let's delete it. In this lesson, we're going to add an animated headline. So these are really cool. So first thing you do is you choose your style. You want it to be highlighted. And as I choose, you notice that there's an effect on that text. So you come here, you can be highlighted. And for the shape, you can choose underline, you can choose curly, you can choose double. So you can scroll through here and really just have fun. You know, I really just love designing because this is where you become creative. You let the things that you're thinking about, you try different things. There is really no right way of doing things or wrong way of doing it. If that's how you want to do it and that's what works for you, feel free to do that. And you can choose the page text. This is the page text. Love Quix page builder. And then this is the highlighted text. So I'm gonna put here awesome. If I can spell awesome, okay, so awesome, there we go. So it's awesome. It's awesome, great. So you can add another text after that. You can choose how you want that shape to be. And you go over to the style. You can choose the color for the shape. You can choose the highlight. The animated text, you can choose the color too for the animated text. So you can design the text and the colors to match, or you can create something completely different. So once again, use your creativity and design it to be exactly how you want it to be. There's no wrong way or right way of doing this. Whatever you can imagine, just create it. In this lesson, we're going to add something else. So we did this cool animation headline here. So let's go over, add another element, and we're going to add a blurb. Now with the blurb, this is your heading. This is like a news blurb. So we're going to put in Quix is the best page builder in the world. So now we've put that you can choose the message that you put, and you can be able to scroll down. You can have that link. What do you want to link this to? You can put you can link it there, and you can choose the setting. Do you want this to open in a new window or add no follow? No follow meaning that the search engines will really follow this. So you can scroll down to the image and the icon. So I'm just going to choose something here. So I've chosen an image of this dog as the blurb headline and double click on there. So now this is what you see. And I can add the alt text. Alt text are really good. Dog raising hand. Caption, dog raising hand. All right, so you have that there. Now you go over to the style. How do you want it to be? You can move the text over to the right. You can move it over this way. You can have it at the bottom. It's up to you again to just have fun with this, man. It's just nothing but just fun. And you can the border background if you want to have that. You can choose to hover. You scroll down the border type. Let's choose solid, and you can choose the border pixel. So you see right there, I have a solid and it's blue. I can change that to different colors. If I don't want the solid, I click on double. Now it's double. And then for the content, where do you want the content to be? Wherever you click, let me move this over. You can drag this over here. Wherever you click, that's how the content is going to be laid out. And then for the title, I can change the title color. And then for the title, when someone hovers over it, I can change that to, you see that? Change it to something else in the typography. Let me see here. What do I want? I can choose something like that. And then for the body text, the same thing again. You can change the color for the body text. Maybe you want it to match, your particular site. And then the same thing as before, the transform, you can choose, you want it to be uppercase, it's going to do that. So instead of you having to type everything uppercase, you just type it normally, then you choose capitalize uppercase, and it's going to do that for you, which is incredible. Italics. So as you can see, I'm just having fun with this, man. Just going through here. Need to be able to have some, cool music playing in the background you design, and that's what I typically do. So as you can see, you go through here with the journal, with the blurb, have fun and make it your own. In this lesson, we're going to add something else. So we did this cool animation headline here. So let's go over, add another element, and we're going to add a blurb. Now with the blurb, this is your heading. This is like a news blurb. So we're going to put in Quix is the best page builder in the world. So now we've put that you can choose the message that you put, and you can be able to scroll down. You can have that link. What do you want to link this to? You can put you can link it there, and you can choose the setting. Do you want this to open in a new window or add no follow? No follow meaning that the search engines will really follow this. So you can scroll down to the image and the icon. So I'm just going to choose something here. So I've chosen an image of this dog as the blurb headline and double click on there. So now this is what you see. And I can add the alt text. Alt text are really good. Dog raising hand. Caption, dog raising hand. All right, so you have that there. Now you go over to the style. How do you want it to be? You can move the text over to the right. You can move it over this way. You can have it at the bottom. It's up to you again to just have fun with this, man. It's just nothing but just fun. And you can the border background if you want to have that. You can choose to hover. You scroll down the border type. Let's choose solid, and you can choose the border pixel. So you see right there, I have a solid and it's blue. I can change that to different colors. If I don't want the solid, I click on double. Now it's double. And then for the content, where do you want the content to be? Wherever you click, let me move this over. You can drag this over here. Wherever you click, that's how the content is going to be laid out. And then for the title, I can change the title color. And then for the title, when someone hovers over it, I can change that to, you see that? Change it to something else in the typography. Let me see here. What do I want? I can choose something like that. And then for the body text, the same thing again. You can change the color for the body text. Maybe you want it to match, your particular site. And then the same thing as before, the transform, you can choose, you want it to be uppercase, it's going to do that. So instead of you having to type everything uppercase, you just type it normally, then you choose capitalize uppercase, and it's going to do that for you, which is incredible. Italics. So as you can see, I'm just having fun with this, man. Just going through here. need to be able to have some, cool music playing in the background you design. And that's what I typically do. So as you can see, you go through here with the journal, with the blurb, have fun and make it your own. In the previous lesson, we added this blurb right here. In this lesson, we're going to delete this now. So click cancel. Let's click here to delete it. And we are going to add a button. So click on the button and you can call this whatever you want it to be. You can click sign up now, sign up today. And you can choose the different types. Now, when you click on this drop down, you have so many options that you can choose from. You choose secondary. Based on what you choose, the color of the button is going to change. The background changes. So if you want to style your website with a specific color scheme, you can just come here and choose something that you want. And you can also have it just as a link. And you can make the button full width. When you do that, you can't really see anything right now, but when you click on, let's say, any one of these, you see that it's now full width, and you can move the positioning of the text alignment. Do you want it to be outline? When you have an outline, it looks like that. So when you change it, outline gives like a transparent background, but when you put your mouse over it, and that looks really, really good if you wanted to do something. Now, if you want to add an image, you certainly can do so. And we'll choose one of these. You can select any one of the images here. I'm going to choose the first one. So now we've chosen that image for this particular icon button. And you can change the size of it, how big you want it to be. You can make that as big as you want it. And you can choose the placement to the left or to the right. And you can come here, scroll smoothly. You can put a link wherever you want this to link to. This is where you put your link. And as always, the styles gives you a little bit more option if you wanted to change the font. We've already done this before, so you should be familiar with how to edit the styles, the text color. You can change the hover color. You have a lot of control and flexibility over that. So you put your mouse, now you get that. You can change it to something else. You can change different things here. The hover icon color. See, when you change the hover icon color, it's that. Let's change it to green. The text color. And the border. This is where add new border styles. You can choose the border. And choose the pixel. The border width is 4. We'll put a border on the button. That's for the top. If you want for the bottom, you can do the same thing. If you want for the side, right to the left, you've added it. So this gives you a lot of creativity to be able to do that. That's the old one. So you have a lot of options. So feel free to play with it, mess with it, do whatever you want. Just, let your creative part of you just come out. In the last lesson, we added this button here, and we are going to now delete it and move on to the next element, which is a call to action. Call to actions are really great for your website because it tells people exactly what you want them to do. And if this isn't the way you can just put it, you can move it to the left, you can move it to the right. I prefer it to be on the right. And you can replace this with an image. You can choose the positioning of how things are. Do you want it to be on the left? You want it to be the bottom, top? So based on how your page is designed, sometimes you may keep it like this. Other times you may have it like this or like this or like this. And then you can put your alt text for SEO purposes here. So let's put something on the background. And what they've done here too is they have connected Unsplash. This is a website that you can get beautiful photos, high quality for free. So I'm just going to choose any one of them. You can load more. I'm just going to double click on it to choose that one. And now you have this beautiful image. You can switch the positions. And you scroll down the content. You can change the content here. You can have the content could also have its own image. You can go to the button here. You can choose the style. based on how your page is laid out. You can put the link, and you have the additional settings for the H1 tag. You can go back to the cover. So when you go to the cover, that's what you get now. And you can come on the styles. You can change a lot of things here. Even with the content, you can change the coloring. You can change the height. You can change the position. You scroll down, title, description. You change the color. So it's changing the color for that. So there are a lot of options here. My job is just to get you to see the possibilities, and feel free to go ahead and change different things and, you know, play around with it and see what you're able to come up with. So you scroll down, overlay. The beautiful thing about when you're learning something like this is that you can't really break anything. So even if you mess up, that's the best way that you learn. You just, you know, click something and check different options. That's the best way to learn. So we'll change the background color overlay for that. Now we'll put that on, and you can choose whatever colors that you want. So now we're going to work on the overlay, the opacity. So you move that to another color, because sometimes you want to make the background a little darker, or you can do that, the hover color. So I'm just clicking through here and just having fun with this, which is really what you're supposed to do when you're designing your website, is really to have fun. So feel free to, you know, mess around with it and be creative. In this lesson, we are going to add a new element. So as always, click add new, and we're going to add some columns. So click on this. When you do that, it's going to ask you the different layouts that you can choose from. Now, the beauty about creating columns is that whatever option you choose here, you can always adjust it or readjust it. So for now, I'm going to choose this 1-3. And then you can click to add a new element within this column. So you click to add new. I'm gonna add an accordion. Okay, click to add something else, advanced heading, click OK. And you can customize this as you want. And then click third one, add a blurb. So now we have the blurb. You can change the images. We did this before, but I just wanted to show you here, you can drag the spacing for it. Let's say you wanted that one to have a little more spacing. You can do that. And you can go and independently change the settings here for each one. So if there's something that you didn't want, you can do that. And if you wanted to add more columns here, you can do that as well. You can also adjust the column settings for this row. So you can go to the default gaps. You can put no gaps, and it's going to close all the gaps. You can put the height, the minimum height. You can change that. Notice I'll drag it down. It extends. You can choose the content position. It's going to move. You can use the style, as we've done several times before. Change the color, the background. You can add even an image with that, so you can experiment with that. You can add the overlay, and with the overlay, the opacity. You see that right there? You can drag, you can put a different color, opacity, you kind of change. And you go to the box, you want to add box solid. Now you have a solid, you can change the colors of the box. So there's a lot you can do here with this columns. You can design it for the whole thing, or you can design the columns for just each section here. So I didn't save that. You can come in and you can make the adjustments for everything here. So that's how you add the columns. In this lesson, we're going to move on, and we are going to add a countdown. Now you can keep this up here, or I can just click to delete it, and it's going to delete the column. So let's add a countdown. Now countdowns are great if you have an event that you want to count down to. These are beautiful. You can adjust what you want to show. Do you want to show the days? You can pretty much remove what you want to show, or you can leave everything as it is. You can choose the countdown date drop down as well. So I'm going to go right here and choose that date, and it's going to automatically just adjust. You can go here for more settings. You want to show the separator, it's going to show that separator there. The separator sign, you can change it. You can put the dash, whatever you put, that's what it's going to show. And you can choose custom labels for days. If you wanted to put something else, you can choose custom labels if you want it to be one or whatever number or word that you want to put there. This, you know, so that's the cool thing. So for custom labels, disable that. That's not there anymore. And let's go over to the styles again. You can change the background color for each one. So based on how you want your site to be, you can change that. You can change the opacity too for the strength of the colors. And you scroll down for the content. You can change a lot of things here for the separator. You can change the content for that. Go back to the common block. You have an inline. And for the padding, as you add, you notice that changes there for the padding for the top. I'm just putting in just random numbers and stuff, so you can pretty much do that. But this gives you a lot of flexibility with the countdown. You choose the date, you choose the color that best match your site, and you are ready to go. In this lesson, we're going to add another element, and this one is going to be a counter. So click on the counter and you see that counts up. Now these are really good when you can separate them, and I'll show you what that means. So I'm going to click on apply here. You can choose the color number. Let's click on apply. So what I mean by that is you can choose to add a column here, and let's add, let's make this 4, okay? So we're going to click to add new element, and let's add a counter, and we'll click apply. Let's add another counter again. And then we're going to change this one to 1000, and let's click apply. Let's add another counter, and we're going to make this one 500. I'm just choosing random numbers here. Apply, and we're going to use this one counter. Let's make this one 2000. So you can change, let me move this over here. So you can change the information that you have. So instead of saying cool, you can say something like students. Apply this one. We're going to call this one here hours. So this gives you an idea if you wanted to have a cool countdown to how many students you have or how many hours or whatever unique way that you can be able to use for this. So I'm going to change this one to people. And you do this when you have it like this, then you can be able to have the counters go that way. And you can pretty much come back here and scroll down. You can put on loading counter. So it counts down. And you can come for the style. You can change the color for that one. You can change the font. You can change the transform. You want it to be uppercase. And you can change that to be italic. You can change the spacing for it. See, when I move, it's changing the spacing. So there's a lot of ways for you to be creative with this. You scroll down, you can choose the font weight for the title. You can choose different colors for the title at the bottom. If you want to match it, that's fine. But if not, you can let that go. And the letter spacing, you can do that. So based on what you choose here, it's just going to give you the spacing for it. So sometimes you may want to be able to use that creativity and put things how you want it to be. So put the pad in. It's going to move it. So if you can link it. Now what happened is that when you click on this link here, whatever number that you put is going to be all around. Okay, so when I unlink it, then I can independently change it. So I'm going to click cancel. So this is a cool way too for you to add this counter on your site. In this lesson, we are going to add a divider. In the previous lesson, we added this counters here. So let's add a divider. So you click on add element and you go to divider. Right there, you've just separated it with this little divider, and you can choose the type. If you want it to be an image, you can add an image, or we just stick with the border. And you can choose the alignment when you put the image. Let's scroll down here for the border. You can choose the color. You can be really, really creative with it. So for those that just, have a creative side and you want to try different things, you can do this like that. You can put the gap, you can put the width, how far you want it to go, 100. Play with the colors, play with the width. If you want it to be a little bit thicker, just scroll down and change the colors for this. And there's really not much to change on this one here. It's meant to be just like a basic divider, and you can feel free to, change the colors, the size of it, however you want it to be. In this lesson, we are going to add another cool element, the dual button. So you click on this one here. This is where you add dual buttons for your site. You can choose to put the link for the first one, the primary, like sign up now. If I can spell sign up, there we go. Sign up now, or whatever you want it to say. You want it to be smooth. You can change the offset. We'll get to that in a second. And then the secondary button, you can put learn more. And you can add images to it too. And as I mentioned before, I want this to be an interactive session. So when you see me doing something here, I want you to do, like, I'm not adding the image right now because I want you to add it. This is part of you learning and exploring all that you can do with this. But let's take a look here at the link. When you click on this, you can choose the option to open in a new window or to add no follow. No follow meaning that the SEO, the robots won't really follow that link or really get it indexed. So it's a really simple and straightforward. You can go to the styles, you can go to the common, you can go to the primary to change how that looks. You go to the common, you can choose the vertical, horizontal, you choose the alignment in the middle. You choose the typography, you go to the connector, and feel free to click around for the or. You can change what color that is. And then you can choose the size of it. Is it really big? Is it too small? That's just right. And then you go to the secondary and you can choose the colors for the secondary color. And then the icon color. You can choose, you just have fun and click around. Sometimes that's the best way you figure out. Sometimes you accidentally find new ways to do things just by clicking around. But that is how you add the buttons on your site. It's really simple and very, very straightforward. For the connectors, if you want it to be or you can have versus, whatever you want it to be here. So feel free and have fun. In this lesson, we're going to add a flip box. Now, flip boxes, they are pretty cool. So let's see how this looks. So this is a flip box. When you put your mouse over it, you notice there's a new content that you get. So this is the front of the box. So let's say that you wanted to share a story about something, learning something new. And you can choose the HTML tag for this. You want to enable content image. You can add an image with this, but I'm not going to add anything now. You can enable a background to add a background. You can change that there, whatever color that you want. You can add more. So let's go now to the back. And when someone put their mouse over it, then this is what you get. Start putting your mouse as on this or whatever you want to come up with. And you can choose the image. Someone put the mouse over it. It shows enable buttons. If you want to add a button there, click me, primary. So when they put the mouse, they can be able to click on this. They can choose secondary, put their mouse over. They can choose that. You can have an outline. So when they put it, it can be an outline format, full width. Now it's showing full width, and you have here additional settings for this, and it's really simple to do that. But flip box is a great way for you to present content in a fresh and a new way. Now let me just show you how this can work. Let's go back here. Okay, so now I'm going to, let's say add, not add a new element. So let's add a new row, and we're gonna add, let's just add 3, okay? So come here, we're gonna add a flip box for this first one. And just apply, we're gonna add another flip box for this one. Click apply, and we're gonna add a third flip box for this one. And I'm just going to come in with the style, just do some basic changes, scoot this over. So that one has a different color, and click on the title, scroll down for the general. So the goal over here is that you want to change something on each one, whether it's the color or the font or the text. Title, color, you can change it to that. Now I know that these colors not the most, pleasant, but I just want to do something drastic so you can see the change that's happening with each one. And then you can come with the back. You can do the same thing too. Additional settings for the border colors. You want a border, I'm going to put 3. For the flip. So now when you do put your mouse over it, it gives you a different effect. You can mess with the effects here. It goes up. This one here, it goes down. So you can add a different effect. I'm going to click apply. You can add a different effect for each one, and that makes it a lot cooler. In this lesson, we are going to create a form. Forms are very vital. So now this is a really basic and a simple form for you to create. Has the first name. You can put the first name. You can make all this here for the label. You can put in first name. You can go with the email. You can make this required. When you put the required, it has that little asterisk next to it. You can choose the column, how much it goes out. If you have a short code you want to put in, you don't put anything there. You can put in this is for your name. And then you have the email part. You can add the email form section here. And the beautiful thing too about it is that you can pick and choose. You click to close, to open. If you wanted to add something else, you click here. Let's say you wanted to add first name. Let's say you want to add last name. And then you got to put that with the label, last name. And do you want this to be a text area, or let's click on the drop down. This can be a URL where they can put in their website. This can scroll down. This can be a radio button there. This can be, select a drop down. And then you give them option 1, option 2, option 3. Let me move this out the way. So when they click on this, now they have option 1, option 2. It's a really powerful way for you to create amazing forms. You can give them multiple options to choose. Choose 1, 2, or 3. You can disable that, or you can keep it. And let's say you wanted to add something else. You can click here to add another field to the form. What are we going to add here? So you can put in a date, make that required. Enter date, please, for the placeholder. Placeholder is just a text here that people see what you're writing, and they can be able to choose their information from there. So we don't need that on here. They can come down, choose the width, and as you can see, you can create the form to be whatever you want it to be. All you have to do is click on this add here and go to this. You can make sure you change the name and you change the fill. The fill here is what people are going to see. And then for the type, you can choose whatever type that you want. to go on there. You can choose date, you can choose email, you can choose text area. Let me see what else you have. You have so many. You can choose HTML. You can have it to be hidden. So this is a great way for you to create a form, and you can get your forms up and going very, very quickly. And if you wanted to make some more changes to the gaps, you can come here and do this. You drag it, it's gonna open it. You want some gaps, you can add some more space. Now let's go to the labels. You can change the colors of the labels. If you wanted to match your site, and let's close that up, and then you can go over to the fill. Let's go over to, let's close that up to the button. If you have a button there, you can change the hover. This is here, the hover, the normal. Now that's red, you can choose that. So as you click around, you kind of see what you're doing, and it shows you the background for this button here. You can change that as well. You can add an image, and then you have to hover, the body type. You can have solid, you can have double. So feel free, create a form, and have so much fun doing it. In this lesson, we are going to add a gallery. So let's click on this here, and it's going to show you the gallery with images that you can add. So I'm just going to grab some things to put on there. And when you're selecting an image too from your computer, you can select multiple. And all of it is done. Just click on done. Now I get to pick and choose which image that I want. I'm going to choose this one here. So that's image one. Click to close it. Go to image two. Do the same thing. So you've added something there for the image two. Another quick way to do it too is you can just copy this URL if you don't want to keep putting in each one. Just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to copy that, and I'm just going to replace it. Go to the next one, number 4. So if there's a URL that you want to put, you can just copy and just place it there, and you can choose the layout. It shows you the grid layout. 1.5, you get to pick and choose. 1.1, 1.2. You get to organize it exactly how you want it to be. Do you want it to masonry format? And then you can choose your small, and you choose the stack. And let's see what else. You can go to the columns, and you want to go to the filter. You can enable filters on there, and you can put that in the center. Let's go over to the light box. You can enable the light box, so when someone clicks on it, it'll pop up. And you can do that to fade. So when I click on it now, you notice that, and move this out the way. It gives a beautiful effect. I'll choose to scale. Now it's scaling. Choose to slide. Now it's sliding, and show caption. You can show the caption there. So go down to the image, adjustment, cover. Do you want it to be filled? So this is the fun part here when you're creating a gallery. Maybe you have like a wedding or a special occasion that you wanted to showcase on your website. You just come in and just a few clicks, you are able to do something amazing. Like with the overlay, you can do that too. You can add a title. So each item has a title. You can add captions with it. You can add a hover over. When they hover over it, they can see that. Their own over style. You can have the primary, none. So there's none style, and then you go to the overlay, the top. It shows at the top, as you can see there, shows at the right, and it shows at the bottom. So this is a beautiful thing when you're creating a gallery. It gives you a lot of flexibility, and you can style it exactly how you want. And if you want a little bit more control, you come to the styles button, and this is where you can do a little more, a whole lot more. And you can push the envelope to be, you add some of those there, or you want to change to double, and then you want to change to that top. So I'm just putting different things now just to show you how that's going to look. If you don't like how that look, you can delete one and you leave that specific look. You can change the colors, you know, for it. So you can create really, really incredible galleries just by clicking and moving things around. You go to the filter part, and which you have control over that as well. So feel free to change things around. Feel free to move things around and click here and click all over, and you get something amazing. In this lesson, we are going to add Google Map. Google Map is a great way for you to stay connected with people. Let me scoot this over. And it's showing you that specific location there for Theme Expert, which is in Bangladesh. You can put in your address, your location on here. So I'll put in here the White House, United States, and it's showing you right over here. So you put in the name and the country, and it's going to pick that up for you. It's really simple. And you pick to choose the type of view you want, a hybrid, or you can go with a satellite, or you can go with a terrain. And you get to choose the zoom of it too. So zoom in, zoom out, and you can expand the map to be a little more, or you can bring it back to be a little closer. So it's real simple for you to add your address, just the address, the place name, and you can put in where your business is located and it'll pick it up for you. Very, very easy and super fast. In this lesson, we are going to add a heading. A heading is great, like a major title that you want people to pay attention to. I'm going to just type in something here. Learn how to create websites with Quix page builder. There you go. So that right there is a very simple header or heading. You can choose the tag for it. Now with the tags, the higher the number, the smaller the number, the bigger the text. So if H1 is going to be the largest text you get, if you go to like H6, it's going to be a lot smaller. And these are for SEO reasons. So the robots that are searching your website, when they see H1, they know that something is very, very important. And they see H2, which is next important, and so on and so forth. You can put spans, you can put the div, but for the most part, you just want to put H1 or H2. One of the H's here would work. If it's a major headline, then you keep that at H1, and you can choose to link it wherever you want to link it to. You can choose where that link opens up in a new window, and you can choose the color for it, enable text background. You can do that with the typography. You can choose the typography for that particular one. So it's really simple for you to add a heading. And if you look at websites, all websites have headings. In this lesson, we are going to add icon list. So icon list is a great way for you to add a list of items. Maybe, let's say you want to create a menu. Okay, you can create this chicken. It's going to create a little menu here. And we're going to put in pizza. And what else? I'm going to put in some burgers. You can link this items, each item to have a specific link where you want them to go. When I click on there, you notice that it has that. And you can also make the URL here, add an image to it. So let's leave this the basic right now, okay? And let's put this back up. The layout and the icon, we'll get to that. You can have it a list, or you can have it inline like that. So let's have it a list. So we have this here. I'm just gonna copy and copy. And let's click on apply. Okay, so now we did this before where we added the column. So let's just add a column, okay? Add this row, add another. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's add element, add a column, which we did this before, and we're gonna keep just 2 for now. So let's click here, add icon list. That's our first list, apply. Add another one, apply. And then for this top part here, we can make this, let's go back here. Let's add another element. And we're going to use the heading we just used before. Let's say lunch list for today. Apply. And I'm just going to drag this up. All right, drag it up again. So now we have the lunch list for today. It's like, you know, just a quick menu, but you can be able to do the same thing with whatever you want it to be. In this lesson, we're going to add an image and icon. So let's do that. Click to choose the image. So that's the image here. Woman smiling. So you can put whatever caption that you want there. So there's an image and an icon. You go over to the link. You can put the link right here. And you go back to the image. And you go to the styles. This is where you can add different things here. We've done this before. You can put in a nice border. You can put the pixels, the size of it. Now you notice how it affected this part right there. So let me move this over. So that's the border radius. If I move it over too, you're gonna notice you have another border radius right here. I'm gonna lock this, and when you click on this lock, whatever number you put on one side is, you know, shows up all around. So this is how it's going to look if you want to give it that style, or if you want to do a certain percentage, you can do it, you know, 33%. It looks like that. So this looks pretty cool. And let's see what else we wanted to border with. So I'm just going to lock this in again, and I'll put this at 11. So now you have this beautiful border. You can change the colors for it. So if you have a website that is really colorful and you want to have some fun with it, this is exactly what you can do with it. Just so much fun. And with the icon, you can come here and choose the color for one. Now you have that. And you scroll down for the caption, the border type. Now you have a border for the caption. You can keep that as none. And you have a lot of flexibility. You have so much that you can do with it. Looks pretty cool, don't it? In this lesson, we are going to add Joomla articles. So you want to click on Joomla articles, and you want to choose the category. Now let's go back to the back end of Joomla site. In order for your articles to show, and by the way, in Joomla, for those that are just new to this, in Joomla, web pages are called articles. So you would first have to create categories, and you would have to create articles that you need to pull on the front end. If you don't have anything created, then nothing is really going to show. So I'm just going to leave this as the root. And as you can see right there, it's going to pull up all these here from the root. And you scroll down, you can have the number of articles you want. You can put whatever number you want. So I'm just put here 6. Now, if you put 6 and you don't have 6 articles, then it's not going to show. So whatever amount that you have for that particular one, that is what will show. Let's move this over to the corner. So if you want to show the child categories, you can set that to no. And you scroll down, article title, the latest, the ordering, the most popular. You can push the ordering direction, ascending or descending, and you can choose the layout. Do you want it to be like decks or like a list? You can choose to have it as groups. You can choose to have it as columns. You can choose the options here. And as you see, as columns are moved, you can choose to link the titles. When someone click on it, do you want the titles to be linked? You can disable that. You can show image. If there's an image with each one, the image is going to show, but if not, nothing is going to show there. And you can limit the number of characters that shows up on this part. So if you don't want something that has a lot of characters, then you can certainly limit it. When you put whatever number you put in here, that's how many characters it's going to show. And you notice here where it says show the link, you took that off, and you scroll down for the buttons. You can choose any button here, the primary, for the read more, the size, secondary. So these are these buttons here that you're changing. And do you want to show the date? You can choose to show or not show the date. And you want to add an icon for the buttons, you can do that, but I'm just going to leave that as it is. And do you want to show the author? So you have a lot of options that you can be able to choose from here. And based on your selection, you notice that it changes. You go to the styles. Once again, with the styles, we've done this a lot of times before. You just kind of pick and choose and change the background color, change the border style. And so feel free to change whatever you want to change on this and see what you come up with. In this lesson, we are going to add the Joomla module element. So let's click on this. Now, when you come here, it's going to ask you, please select a module first. Let's go on the back end. Joomla uses module positions. Module positions are sections of your website that you can put different content on. So you want to add a text, you want to add an image, you want to add a video on different sections of your website. Well, this is what Page Builder here allows you to do, and you can style those too. So where it says popular posts, this is the sidebar position. All these here are the positions that you can be able to use that is currently being used right now. So let's go back here. So let's click, when you click on the drop down, you see off canvas, top one, blog search. When you come to the back end here, you notice that you have the same positions that you can choose from right here. So we're going to come here and click here, and we're going to go to, let's see what's in block search, and we'll see. I'm not sure what's in that module. Latest news. So the first one that I chose didn't have anything on there. So if you wanted to add an item, from the menu, from the modules here, this is where you can choose to do that. And whatever information that you have on here, it is going to be represented on the page. But if you don't have anything, then nothing is going to be represented there. It's probably going to be blank. So you want to make sure that whatever module you select, that you've already created one that you're pulling that information from. In this lesson, we are going to add a Joomla single article. So let's click on the single. Now, before we added multiple, this is where if you want to add specific article from specific sections, you can do that. So I'm going to click on the standard post, and it's showing this here. You want to show the title, you want to show the content. So I'm going to, let's see here, intro. I'm going to click don't show the content. And now the content is no longer there. And you can use this as a way, if you have certain articles that you want to showcase or highlight on the front end of your site. I'm going to show you how to do that now. But before you can choose the article, the options here, do you want to link the title, set to no? Let's set this to yes. And go through the dates for the read more buttons. Do you want something there? It has the read more. You can add read more or whatever you want to see. You can change that text right over here. So I give you the liberty to do that. And the button icon, you can add something there. So I'm not going to put anything. So let me just disable that read more and click on apply here. So what I want to do now is you're going to use columns a lot. Okay. Columns are going to be one of your best friends. So let's use columns, and I'm just going to use 3. And the same thing too that I did before. I'm going to scroll down, single article. You can pick and choose what articles that you want to put. Put this one here. I'll show the content, no. Now, if it doesn't have an image, of course, it's going to show the content here. I'll show the title. I guess there's no image for that particular one. So click apply. So that's one here. You can click on this to duplicate and drag it over, but let's not do that. Let's go here and get another single article. So what are we going to pick here? Nutrition. Let's go with nutrition. I'm not sure what's in that particular article. I'll just, pick that one. And do you want the intro text? Let's move it over, see what we've got. So that looks good. Let's go over to the next one. Now I'm doing this because this gives you a way for you to choose specific content on your website that you may want to share. So I'll move this over here so we can see. So there you have the 3 articles that you probably want to feature these on your website. And you can go over to the title for each one. You click on this edit. You can choose the alignment for it. Put that in the middle, choose the title. You want to choose a color. And you know how this goes. So feel free to come with the metadata. You can choose how that shows the content for it. Do you want to change the color? Do you want to change the margin? Let's see what else we've got here. The buttons. I'm not going to change anything. The button type, solid. Let's see what else we've got. Scroll up. So feel free to change these and put them exactly how you want it to be on your website. In this lesson, we're going to add a media carousel. So let's check this one out. So when you put that on there, you notice that you have this little dot at the bottom that you can be able to, kind of scroll through, and you can choose the image or images that you want to put here. Now, I had already copied the image from the previous lesson that I did, or you can also just click to edit. And you can put whatever image that you want. So let me show you here. Let's click to add. So I'm going to choose this dog right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do to save time, I'm going to copy this URL. You can add the alt text for SEO. You can put the caption. You can put the link. But I'm not going to put that there because you can. So let's go here and I'm just going to replace 2 and go to 3. Do the same thing for 3. Go to 4. Same thing for 4, and let's go over to 5. We're going to do the same thing for 5. So now on the scroll, you see you have an image. You can put as many images as you want on here. Now let's go to the layout. You can have 3 columns like this, or you can have 4 columns. Then you show a little bit more, or let's say you want to go 6. All right, let's do 6, but let's go back to 3 because I think that looks 3 or 4. And you can choose to have overlay with the text. You can have it to fade. See the overlay right there? Nice and clean. You can choose to slide left, slide to the bottom. You can choose the overlay to slide from the bottom. As you move your mouse, you see that cool effect. And you can put in the title. And let's go to the caption. So when you come down here, this is the caption you have. And let's scroll down to the navigation. You can show the, move this over, you show the arrows. Now when you put your mouse over it, you notice that the titles are showing. And let's put the arrows on the outside. So now you see the little arrow, I'm not sure if you can, but the little arrow on the outside. And you can enable the navigation bar. You scroll down vertical or horizontal. So let's keep that at the enable part, put it at the bottom to the right. It's gonna move like that. The medium. And let's go over to the behavior. Infinite loop, you want it to autoplay. You can change that here. You can go to the image mood. You can change the spacing for it. So you drag that, you notice you're changing the spacing for it. Let's go over to the the overlay. And you can change the colors for the overlay. So you move your mouse over it, you change that color. Now it's changed to that. Let's go over to the title. So you can pretty much just come here and change different things, different settings. Trust me, you're not going to mess anything up. Okay, so with the navigation, change the colors. Now you see it's changed to that color. That's not good. So let's change it back to that one. You can choose the width, how long that goes. Scroll down. So feel free to add your image, add your title. So that's how you get this media carousel done. In this lesson, we're going to add an OpenStreetMap. So you have the latitude and the longitude. Now you can go get the latitude and the longitude. You can add that information here, but I'm just going to keep this here as the default. You want the standard, you want a cycle map, and you go down transport and humanitarian. So this is the beautiful OpenStreetMap. So you just go to like the Google map and you can find out your latitude and your longitude. And that's where you come in to put that stuff. You can expand it more like this. You can go to advanced. You can change some of the background things that you see here. And as always, I give you a lot of freedom and flexibility to customize it exactly how you want it to be. And you will not break this thing. Trust me. In this lesson, we're going to add the person element. So let's click on this. Let's grab someone here. Matter of fact, I got the link from before, previous lesson with the dog. So you can put anyone's photo on here and you can add the alt text for SEO purposes. You can put the details, their name, their position, doggy man. There we go. You can enable description and it's going to show right there. Now these here make sense when you have multiple columns for it. So I'm going to click apply. So once again, columns, you're going to use columns a lot because it allows you to separate things. So let's go to the element and the person, and let's add this dog right here. Apply. You can put a text. Let's see. Let's go to the details, enable. And you can change this text to whatever you want it to be. Click apply. And let's do the same thing here for this one. And put this dog again. And you can put a link in. Alt text is great for SEO purposes so that the robots know what that image is about. And click on apply again. And let's just do this one more time here. Now you can also drag and drop things over, but I just want you to get in the habit of, doing this here. So let's click on apply. And you can come in and change the position. Let's move this over so you can see here. You can change the position of how that is. So that's in the middle. That's great. Go over to the style, put that in the middle. That's great again. And finally, go to the styles and put that in the middle. So there you have it now, where you have all three in the middle like that. And you can also move this over if you realize you need more space for one, and you can do that as well. In this lesson, we are going to add the person pro, which is a little bit different from the person. And let's just grab the same dog that we have here. You can add your alt text, have the details, and let's go over to the overlay. You can have that as scale up. That's how the overlay, nice overlay, nice and scaling up. You can also have it slide like that to the left. There's the details. So the details that you're seeing here, you can change that as well. So you put your mouse over it, look at that. Nice. So you come here, if you want to change anything, you can change the positions for it. Let's scoot this over. You can change the pattern. You can change the image, the overlay for it. Now you have that. You can put this to blue. So you change the name, you can change the colors for that as well. Scroll down, change the height. You want it bigger, you want it smaller. You can change the colors, you can change the spacing, see right there. And you scroll down the position, you can change the position as well. You can change the colors for the description, the font size, the line height, pretty much anything that you want to change on here. So have some fun. Look at that. Whoop, that's nice. this lesson, we are going to add raw HTML. So you can definitely do this on here, or you can also use the Joomla plugin to prepare the content. We'll take a look at that later on. So I have some code here for a clip from YouTube. I'm just going to copy and paste it. You can grab something from anywhere to be able to put it on there. So once you do that, you click on, you can check the advanced, you can change some of the background settings here, or you just click on apply. And it's very simple for you to just drag and drop your HTML code, and it's going to show perfectly fine without any problems. In this lesson, we're going to add Slider Pro. It's a great slider for your content. As you can see here, you already got 2 items. So let's move this over. So when you scoot over, then you can be able to see what's coming up next. And you can customize this as always. So let's start off with the first one. Slider 1. So Quix preview item. You can put whatever text you want to be there. And this is the background image. So let's click this here. We're going to choose something. So I'm going to grab this image here. All right, so now the image is loaded, has been added. I'm just going to grab it and do the same thing for the next slide. And once both of them has been added, you see I changed the text. You can change the text as well. You can have the call, click me. Takes you to the next one, and you can scroll down. You have the content alignment in the middle, the display. So let's put this one. And if you wanted to add more, you just click to add more and just follow the same thing. It's going to show up just like this here. And then you go over to the display. You can show the title, the content, the button. If you want to enable icons, you can do that, but I'm going to disable that. And then the overlay. So this is where you go in and you add your personal touch. You enable what you want and you disable what you don't want. You can change a lot of things to fit the screen. So I'm going to leave the customization and the tweaking up to you to be creative. In this lesson, we're going to add the pricing table. So let's click on this. And you have the pricing right there. Let's see, what do you want to change? You can add more features on this, or you can just clone something if you didn't want to. So I'm just going to clone some of these here. And you can go to the header. You can add the basic. You can, let's say you want to put this to be starter. And the currency amount, you can put in the old price. So it's going to show that the old price slashed off. You can put it per month or per year. Duration display in the inline. That's how that's going to be. So this usually look good when you have multiple columns for it. So let's have this one secondary. Then you kind of click through here and see what you want to put. And the badge and the tooltip display. Now you have this recommended. So let's take that off. Let's click on apply. So now you can be able to tweak this to click to edit. And if you wanted to, let's go over back here, the button tooltip. Let's click on display, recommended or popular. You can be at the top. You can have it the center like that. And then you would have to create additional ones to supplement it. So what does that mean? Let's do that right now. Let's click another element and let's go to columns and let's put 3 here. So I'm just going to click here, go to the pricing table. That's 1. Go to pricing table number 2. Whatever you want to add here, you can add that, but we're doing the pricing. And let's see, we want to change something here. Let's make this one the recommended one. Okay, let's put it right there. Put it at the top. So now you have the recommended, and then you can add another one. Let's see what we're going to put this one. The button order now, sign up. Let's change the color for this one here. So let's go to light Now let's change that to success. I like that one. And you can come back and change, but as you can see, it's so simple. If you want to do a little bit more, you still can. You can go over to the style. You can look at the panel. You can choose, let's move that over. Now the panel has been moved over to the middle. Let's close this. You can go to the header. You can change the header, the title. You want to change the colors for that. You can do that as well for the price. You can change the price colors. You want the image and the icon. You can do that. So go to features. So I'm just kind of going through these here just so you can see how whatever you want to change, you can change that, the hover color for this one. And for the advanced, you can do a little bit more. So now you can change the background for this. So if you want it to be, a unique color scheme or something, you can do that. But this is how you create the pricing table. In this lesson, we are going to add a tab. So click on the tab, and right there you get to see how it looks. You can choose the icons for the tab. You can choose here. Let's start off with this first one here. So tab 1, start. You can choose whatever image that you want to go with it. So that's the image I'm going to put for tab 1. I can just copy this, add an alt text, add an image caption, lady smiling. And we can choose the width later on. So that's one for the start tab. Now let's go over to tab number 2. And we can lift it as tab 2. And I've added this one for tab 2. And we are going to go on to number 3, tab number 3. And pretty much doing the same thing here. Tab 3 now has the dog, which is on there. And just scroll down here for the icon. We can choose, I'm just going to choose anything random. So you add an icon next to it. That's the icon that's been chosen for that. Just click this off, choose something else. You can load all, or you can search, put the wrench. So whatever icons you want to put on there for the tab, that's cool. You can choose the spacing for that too. Scroll down additional, the tags you want it to be vertical. It can be like that, or you can have it horizontal like that. And then once again, you go to the styles. This is where you can use your tab icons. You can do some coloring for it. The pixels, you make that the active color. Go to the title, you click around. The default for the advanced. So as always, feel free to click around and create the style that you're looking for. Trust me, you will not break this thing. In this lesson, we are going to add a tab. So click on the tab, and right there you get to see how it looks. You can choose the icons for the tab. You can choose here. Let's start off with this first one here. So tab 1, start. You can choose whatever image that you want to go with it. So that's the image I'm going to put for tab 1. I can just copy this, add an alt text, add an image caption, lady smiling. And we can choose the width later on. So that's one for the start tab. Now let's go over to tab number 2. And we can lift it as tab 2. And I've added this one for tab 2. And we are going to go on to number 3, tab number 3. And pretty much doing the same thing here. Tab 3 now has the dog, which is on there. And just scroll down here for the icon. We can choose, I'm just going to choose anything random. So you add an icon next to it. That's the icon that's been chosen for that. Just click this off, choose something else. You can load all, or you can search, put the wrench. So whatever icons you want to put on there for the tab, that's cool. You can choose the spacing for that too. Scroll down additional, the tags you want it to be vertical. It can be like that, or you can have it horizontal like that. And then once again, you go to the styles. This is where you can choose your tab icons. You can do some coloring for it. The pixels, you make that the active color. Go to the title, you click around the default for the advanced. So as always, feel free to click around and create the style that you're looking for. Trust me, you will not break this thing. In this lesson, we're going to add a testimonial. Now, testimonials are really great because they build your brand. People trust you more when you have reputable people that live testimonials on your website. So you can add that on here just like this. You can go to the image, choose something that you like, and you can change their names. Let's go back this way. So to the text, you can put in the person's name. I'm not sure what her name is, but she looks like a Natalie. Don't you think so? So designer, fashionista. Okay, so you can put whatever you want there. And for the text, you can put all text. This is just for SEO purposes. You can put something like a woman smiling or something like that. And then you go back to the style for the testimonial. You can put it to the left. You can put it to the right. And you can change the colors as always, the name. You can also change the colors for the name, and you can change the position here. Let's go over to the position. You can change for that one too. And let's go to the image. You can have it like that. You can have it like this. You can have it like that. That should be a song. So you can have it to the bottom. You can have it to the top. You can have it any way that you want to have it. Okay. But as you can see, I'm having fun doing this. So let's go here and you can just feel free to, move it around. And there you have it. In this lesson, I want to show you how to add the testimonial carousel. Sounds like something so fancy, and it is. So I like this little thingy up there, the quotation marks. So you can have multiple, so you can see the slide in there. So let's change this thing here. Let's go and delete this and choose an image. So I chose that little dog raising his hands to ask a question. I wonder what his question is. All right, so let's go over to the next one. And you can do the same thing too, just delete this. And that's the next one. And finally, let's go to the third one. If you want to close it out, you click at the very top, you click to close it. And let's add this one too. So now you have 3 of these here. And let's close this top one, the last one out. So we go to layouts. You can have layout like this, layouts 1, 2, like this, or a layout 1, 3. And then you can have them stacked or above. You can have it left, or you can have it to the right. You can have it inline. So let's have it above like this. Pretty much whatever way that you want to have it. Now, if you don't want the quote, let's take this. If you don't want the quotation, you just click there and it's going to remove it for you. And let's go to the navigation. You have it on the outside. So move this here. And show dots, no dots. So go to the behavior. You can choose the speed and the pause on the hover. And you can have an infinite loop where it just keeps going and never stops. And then if you want to do something a little bit more, you can choose the positioning of this here. And the fun part, this is the style. This is where you have all the fun. And you click, you can change the background color. You can scroll down and you can see the border type if you want to put borders in each one. So I'm going to let you have fun with that. I'm just going to click through the image. You can choose with the spacing for it. You can move it over, and with the width, If you want it a little bit bigger, you can do that as well. That's probably too big. Scroll down and take the name. So I'm just going through each one now, each setting. And a lot of times this is what you're going to have to do. Just go through each settings and see what settings work best for you, especially when you're learning something for the first time. So feel free to go through the settings here for the quotation, for the content, for the position, and change whatever colors, take whatever if you want, and add anything that you want to do. This is your creation, so have fun with it. In this lesson, we are going to add text. So you click on the text element and you can add all the text that you want in this space. You can add all the text you want in this space. And you go over to the style, you can put it in the middle and you go back to the text. Now you can use this editor here if you wanted to highlight something. So let me just come in and just say text heading. And I can just highlight this. I can bold it. I can underline it. And you can do different color stuff with it. And you can choose the style for the header one. So you can do a lot of things too. And if you wanted to link something, you can click to link. And it's going to, this is the URL that is going to go to. You put your link right here. And then you click insert. Now you've inserted that link. And if you want to do some custom coding, you can do that. You just put your mouse here. You can drag it down. Or you can't drag this one. Okay. Now, when you add more stuff, you probably can drag it down a little bit. But you can put the code and stuff through this editor. And if you don't want it, you just click back to exit off and come back to the normal one here. And you go to the style once again. There's really not a whole lot you can do with the text. It's meant just for you to add just basic text on there. So feel free to add text. In this lesson, we're going to add a video. So let's click on this video guy, and you can add a video from YouTube, Vimeo, or you can add something that's custom. So let's go, for example, YouTube. You just got to get your YouTube ID of that particular video. So I'm going to grab something here and I'll put it there. So there you have it. All you need to do on the YouTube URL, there's this ID, and all you need to do is just get that ID and put it on there. And the same thing too for Vimeo. You have to get the video number for that. And it's going to show. So let's go back to YouTube, or you can add something custom. Let's go to additional options. You can change with the height, make it smaller or shorter. But this is great. So if you got a video website that you wanted to add some content, you can certainly do that with this. Very simple and straight to the point. In this lesson, we are going to add the video carousel. So let's click on this. Now, when you do this, you have the several carousel you can, kind of go through here. So let's change this first one. I'm going to change the title to Quix promo. And we're going to change the video. So you see right now it says Quix promo. So let's change the video. You can grab any embedded code from any website. I'm going to put this right here. I got one from YouTube. Now, once I did that, you notice that you're getting this error and something is just not right. So what you have to do is, if you have this problem, just delete the iframe and the quotes right here. So I'm going to delete this and then go all the way to the start and then just delete everything here. And once you do that, it's going to fix that. So if you get that, if you have that problem, don't worry about it. Nothing is wrong with the site. You just have to make sure that you delete that. And you can do the same thing too to replace the rest of these So let's go back here. You can add some more. You go to columns. You can have 3 columns up to 6, or you can have just 2 columns. I think, let's see, 4. 3 columns look better. So you go to the navigation. Do you want to show the dots, which is right here? If you say no, it would disable it. You want to show the nav bar, which is right at the bottom here, and show the dots. You can do that as well. So you can have that vertical, but it just wouldn't look right. And go to the behavior. You can choose autoplay. You can choose the play icon. I'm going to disable that. And you can choose slide as a set. So everything is going to slide together. You can choose the infinite loop. And you go to the styles as always to change whatever you want to change here for each section, like the video. You want to change the height. You can change that. You want to change the width. You can do that as well. So you can add your video. This is a great way for you to present your video content directly on your website. So you can change that back here. Go to the content. So yeah, have fun. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at the Quix integration, what that is and why it's important. Now, I don't want to get too technical, but in a nutshell, integration allows you to integrate different third-party components from Joomla that allows you to add more features, capabilities, and other things that you can incorporate in your website. So what these guys have done is they have done a phenomenal job to allow you to incorporate, let's say, Virtual Mart or Hiker Shop or the Zoo. These are other very popular Joomla extensions that you can be able to use. Now, for this course, I'm not going to cover all of these, but I am going to cover to give you an idea of how the integrations work with the Joomla article system, the modules, and the J2Store. What that means is that if you want to use Quix with your Joomla articles, you're going to learn how to do that. If you want to incorporate modules and if you want to design your J2Store integrated with it, you're going to learn how to do that. But integrations, when it comes to web design, is really, really powerful because now you are harnessing the power of Quix and you're incorporating that into other third-party extensions, which means that you can do so much more. And one of the things that I love about this is that you have the ability to design, to style, to customize, and to tweak things to your particular preference and to your particular liking, which as a web designer, that's something that's very vital, is that whether you're working a project for yourself or for your clients, they have some specifications where maybe they want to move things here. They want to put this here. That's what Quix has done with this other extension. So if you don't have these, you can definitely, the K2, this is free. Virtual Mart is free. Hiker Shop is paid. Zoo is paid. Digicom, they have a free and a paid version. And then the Jew directory is paid. Easy Blog to create blogs is paid. And then the J2Store, they have a free and a pro version. So in the next lessons, we're going to take a look at how all this come together. So let's get to the next lesson. In this lesson, we're going to first take a look at the integration for the Joomla articles. Now, when Joomla was created, back in the day, 2004 and 5 or so, when I started using it about 2007, creating article pages and styling those pages were very, very painful. So let's take a look at this. So this is like one of the pages. We're going to take a look at that later on. But to style the page, to customize it, it was so frustrating. And it took a very long time. You had to learn HTML, CSS, and it was just, too much, especially as a beginner. And back then, they didn't have any tools to help you. So you go to articles and you want to click on new article. So one of the first things you notice that this is just blank. You can just go in and just type in your content here as any Word document. And then you want to make sure that you put in your title, Quix, page builder, whatever you want to call it. And then by the default, you have the normal Joomla images and links. You have the options, you have the blog options, you have J2 store, which we're going to cover in a minute. You have publishing, you have configurations, you have permissions. So in Joomla, web pages are called articles. So if you wanted to create a new page, in essence, you're saying that you're creating a new article. So the content tab, this is where all the content that you create goes. If you want to add any images, any intro images, this is where you put those, and this is where you have the options. Let's say you don't want to show the title. You wanted to disable the, link to titles. You don't want to show the author. So this is where you will come and change the preference for each individual page. This gives you a lot of flexibility in order, in how you want it to be. So if you don't want people to see the intro text, you can hide it. If you don't want them to link the title, or if you don't want to show them the modification, the date creator, you can come in and just go through each one and disable the ones that you don't want and enable the ones that you want. And then you have the blog options here. You have video, you have gallery, you have audio. So these are all the standard Joomla ones that you can use. And you have J2 store, which you're going to cover later on. And you have the publishing. You can choose when to start to publish and when to finish. You have the configuration settings. And you also have the SEO here, before I forget, for the publishing, the SEO and the metadata. And then you have your permissions here. If you don't want anyone to have access to this page, or you can choose who'll get access to the page. Now let's go back how Quix work with this, okay? So now with Quix, they've done a beautiful job by simplifying the process for you. You see this little icon here, this button here, and it's asking you or saying edit with Quix. So you click to edit with Quix. Now you have activated the Quix builder and you're ready to start. So you click edit with Quix. It's telling you, make sure, please save your item first. So that's very vital that you save your item. So let's click on save. Now, once you've clicked on save, you go back to edit, and then you go to edit with Quix. So once you've come here, it takes you to this page and you can utilize what Quix has to offer. So you can go to add sections. You can add one basic section. And then from here, you can add whatever item or items that you want to be able to add here. So we're just going to go through this here, and let's see, just going to grab a video. There's the embedded URL for it, and you click apply. So you've added that video, and you can go on and you can be able to style and design your page exactly how you want it to be. If you say that, you know what, you didn't want to, if you didn't want to just add a section and you want to go with a template, which we're going to cover later on, you can click here. And instead of creating a section, step by step, you can just choose the layout that you want to go with. So let's say I like this layout here. I'm just going to click on insert. Now, in order for you to do this, you need the pro version of it. So if you don't have the pro version, as I mentioned from at the start of this course, I recommend that you purchase the pro version. It's not that expensive. So you click on insert. So just like that, you can also change this title here to whatever you want it to be. But just like that, you've created a page. Let's delete this top here because we don't need this. You click here and you click delete. So just like that, you've created an article pages, which you've changed the layout from this professional high end to this simple and basic one. So let's click on, we're going to save this. To make sure that you save your work, you just go to save. You notice that the title is showing the article number, which this particular article right here. So now it says that the template has been successfully saved. Now that's been saved, let's go and we're going to create a menu to link this new page to the front end of the site. Let's click on save and close. Now you can toggle back between the Joomla article and the Quix here. So if you want to go back to the article, the Joomla, you just click to, click back to Joomla editor. So let's click save and close. And now let's go over to menus, main menu, and let's click to add menu item. So we're just going to put this at Quix as the new menu item, and we'll click on menu item type. And let's go over to articles, you go to single article. And you can be able to choose your article from here. And then you want to go where it says select article. And this is the Quix page builder we created. And I'm just going to call this one just put the alias, just put it Quix. And then let's click on save. So now when you go to the front end, this is what you see of the Quix page builder. And just like that, you've turned your boring article pages into something that looks really, really great. Once again, we're going to go into a little more details later on with designing your pages, but I just wanted to show you how to integrate the articles with Quix. It's very simple, very professional, and very clean. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at the module integration. Now, Joomla modules allow you to place different items on different sections of your page. So let's take a look here at the extensions, and you want to go to modules. And then we're going to go to the front end of the Quix. So this is a blank canvas, and we're going to start with something fresh so you can see how the modules integration work. All right, so now let's say that you wanted to integrate this particular module, any module here. Okay, now I'm not going to go through extensive details of how the modules work, but every module has a position, and you can create different modules based on the different items that you want to put there. So let's go to the front end and let's click on add section. And I'm just going to choose, let's just choose 2. So you want to go to add new element. Now you're going to notice here that you have Joomla and you have Joomla module. So what this is saying is that you can place any item that you see on here on the front end of your website. So if there's something that you see here that you want to put on, you certainly can. And modules have different positions that you can see, sidebar 1. If you click on new, you can choose from the existing modules here to be able to place that anywhere on your website. So let's just click here, go to cancel. And we're going to select any one of these modules now. If the modules don't have anything there, nothing is going to show, of course, on the front end. But let's say you wanted to have this top one. The type is the menu, the search, the article latest. So these is just letting you know what content that is part of this particular module. And the pages is letting you know, is it on all the pages? Select the pages. Is it public? Now the access is important because you can restrict access to certain modules to certain groups of people. But right now, all of this here is just for public, which means that anyone in the public, even if they don't have an account on your website, they can do that. And then you have the language here. You can have multilingual site that you can have different modules, have different languages. And then there's the ID that you can be able to use. So let's go to the front end. When you select Joomla module, it's going to ask you select a module. When you click on the drop down, you're going to see all the existing modules that are published on your site. So I'm just going to go on here. You can pick and choose whatever module that you want. And I'm just going to scroll here and I'm just going to click on top 1. If this has something there, then it's going to show. If it doesn't have anything there, it won't show. So you choose this one. And then once you do that, you automatically notice now that whatever's in this module position is going to front end. Whatever's in this module position here, that is what is showing. This is the content that's showing. So you click on apply. Now, the benefits to having module positions being incorporated into your website is that you can be able to style things a little bit differently. So you can place things in different parts of your website that normally may not be there. But because it's the module positions incorporate that, you can do that as well. So now let's add another item here. Let's go to Joomla module. And we are going to select, we can choose anything about us. Let's see if something is on that particular module. Okay, so you notice nothing shows up there. That means there's nothing there. And you can kind of go through again. If you want to place the same module on the same position, you can do that. So let's select this one here again. And you have this, you have to go through each module and see what you have on that particular module. So as I mentioned before, each module here have different content with it, and you can add as many content, whether it's a video, it's a link, whatever you have there, you can certainly do that in here. So that's how simple module integrations work. And as we start to build the website, you're going to be able to see a little bit more examples of how to use this on your website. In this lesson, we're going to take a quick look here just to see how Quix is integrated with other third party. Now, we'll look at the article and the module, and I'm not going to go over these here, but another one here you can see is the virtual mart. And just to kind of give you an idea of how that works. So first you want to click on save, which is going to save it. So let's go on to the front end. Now, this is the shop right here. So all the items here are created with J2Store, which is a really excellent shopping cart for anyone that wants to build, sell products online, whether you have 10 products or, thousands of products that you want to sell, it can handle that for you. So in order to do that, you have to use the Joomla article system in order to use J2Store. So if you go to, this is the page that we created before, which is the Quix page builder. Let's go over to Quix Page Builder, and let's go over to another page here, which is this page, the shop. So the shop page, this is connected to the main menu of the site, and you can be able to isolate each one to kind of view it. So let's go on the back end now, and you go to articles, you go to content, articles, and then you go over to search, and then you want to go over to shop. When you go over to shop, you notice that there's all the items that are listed, on this page. Now, if you get a lock like this, you just want to click on it, or you can click on this checkbox and just click on check in. And then let's click on this product here, which is this one that we're seeing right here. Now, in order for you to use J2Store, you have to first turn your page into a products page. So right now, this one that we created is asking treat as a product. It's set to no, but if you go to this one and you go to J2Store, it's already been set to yes, and you can add the pricing, the inventory, the images. It's really a simple system for you to use, which I'm not going to go over because I already have a course for this. But all of this is integrated with the Quix platform as well. So you can go to content, you can choose to edit with Quix. Or if you want to turn a new page into a shopping page or products page, you just click on save, and you got to make sure that you treat it as a product, set to yes, and then you want to click on save and continue. So now you have this as a products page. You can be able to add the images, you can, customize and tweak. So I'm gonna just close this here. But I really wanted to just kind of show you that Quix allow you to be able to integrate with other shopping cart, all those softwares that you can see here, to be able to add more features and do so much more with it. In this lesson, I want to reveal some secrets that most web designers, wouldn't want you to know. The truth of the matter is that when you want to create a website, you go to some website, freelancing website like Upwork or Freelancer or whatever site they have, and you hire someone to be able to design a site for you. And they tell you, they can do this and do that. But what they're not telling you is that what they are able to do, you can be able to set up very simple and clean websites. Let me show you. Websites, you can use the pre-built system here or a template to build your website in minutes. So let me click on this here. From a blank canvas, click on add template. Now, when I click on add template here, if you're building a website and you don't know where to start, you don't know what to do, what type of content you want to put on there, all that you have to do is you go to the sections and you scroll. You can either do this, you can click here on the drop down, and it gives you each portion of your website. So you scroll down here based on the content that you want to put in your website. You have absolutely everything that you need here to build a very solid website. And then you go over here to the pages. Now with the pages, this is a complete website that is ready to go. And we're going to take a look at each one, not each one, but we're going to take a look at it later on as examples. But you just scroll through here and you choose the one that you want to go with. Okay. So let's say that you want to, you're a creative person and you want to go with this option where you kind of pick and choose the layout of how your website looks. Okay. So let's start first with this. Let's do this together. So you can go to the all or the about. So let's come right here. Now, as you're scrolling through, these are the different headers that you can be able to use. So you scroll through and say, do you like this one? Do you like this one? Whichever one that you like, whichever ones that fit what you're going for. Okay. I'm just going to choose this hosting one, click to insert. And just like that, I have a header part, for the website that I'm building. Now I'm ready again to add a different section. I love how this looks. Let me add a different section. Click on add templates. And I'm going to go down. And once again, you can use the drop down here as well if you want to. So let's go to, let's see here. Let's go to business. Let's see what business have. So there's the options that you have. Let's go down here again and let's see a content block. Okay, so this content block, I like this content block. I click insert. Now I'm on the second level of my page and let me go here again, add template. And I'm going to go here and let's see what do I want to add. Do I want to add clients? I'll see how that looks. No, I don't want to add the clients yet. Let me see. Do I want to add marketing? Okay, so I click insert. And all I'm doing is I'm just going through each section and just looking at the designs that I like or the designs that are closest to what I'm trying to create. And I go here. I like this one. Let me go down and see what else do I want to add. Let me see. I want to add a partner. So I want to add a pricing, a service. Okay, let's check the service out. Scroll down. All right, so I like this service. No, let's choose this one. I like this one here. And I've added the service. Now let's okay. I'm feeling this, right? So I love what's going on. I want to keep building. Once again, you're building a custom page from scratch just by dragging things from different parts. Let's grab, what else do we want to grab on here? Let's grab a team. So I go through the team. What type of team's design do I like? Once again, this is subjective. You can choose any design you like. So I like this one. So let's insert it. So I've inserted a team. Now let's go back to the very top. You can see just by clicking sections, you're building a website literally right before your eyes. You're building something incredible just by dragging and dropping. So let's go add let's see if we can add one more. So let's go in here and let's say I wanted to add some pricing. So I'm going to click on the price. And then I have the options here for the different pricing layouts that I want to. I can scroll down. So I like this one. I'm going to click insert. And just like that, you have successfully created a landing page for your business. Now, all that you have to do is you want to come here and you want to start changing the content. You click to edit. You can edit the content as you like. Let me just move this over here. So get a quality web hosting company. You can change the content literally every thing on this page you can change. So you come, you don't like what this says, you click to edit and you can change the wording for it and you click apply. So you go through the entire page and whatever is closest to what you're looking for, that is what you go for. So this is one of the secrets that I always tell people is that when you're creating websites, it's not as complicated as most designers make you believe, because they have to tell you that in order to charge you more. Especially if you're a beginner. If you're starting a new business, you don't have a clue what to do. They will tell you some fancy stuff, use fancy words. When in reality, when you hire them, what I'm doing right now, this is exactly how they're going to be creating your website. So you can do this for yourself or you can do this as a business. But as you can see, it's very simple. Now, this is a secret that I'll just share with you that most web designers would not want you to know. But I shared it with you because it's going to save you time and it's going to save you money, and it can also make you money. In this lesson, we're going to take a quick look here just to see how Quix is integrated with other third party. Now, we'll look at the article and the module And I'm not going to go over these here, but another one here you can see is the virtual mart. And just to kind of give you an idea of how that works. So first you want to click on save, which is going to save it. So let's go on to the front end. Now this is the shop right here. So all the items here are created with J2 Store, which is a really excellent shopping cart for anyone that wants to build, sell products online, whether you have 10 products or, thousands of products that you want to sell. It can handle that for you. So in order to do that, you have to use the Joomla article system in order to use J2 Store. So if you go to, this is the page that we created before, which is the Quix page builder. Let's go over to Quix page builder. And let's go over to another page here, which is this page, the shop. So the shop page, this is connected to the main menu of the site. And you can be able to isolate each one to kind of view it. So let's go on the back end now. And you go to articles, you go to content, articles, and then you go over to search, and then you want to go over to shop. When you go over to shop, you notice that there's all the items that are listed, on this page. Now, if you get a lock like this, you just want to click on it, or you can click on this checkbox and just click on check in. And then let's click on this product here, which is this one that we're seeing right here. Now, in order for you to use J2 Store, you have to first turn your page into a products page. So right now, this one that we created is asking treat as a product. It's set to no, but if you go to this one and you go to J2 Store, it's already been set to yes, and you can add the pricing, the inventory, the images. It's really, really a simple system for you to use, which I'm not going to go over because I already have a course for this. But all of this is integrated with the Quix platform as well. So you can go to content, you can choose to edit with Quix. Or if you want to turn a new page into a shopping page or products page, you just click on save, and you got to make sure that you treat it as a product, set to yes, and then you want to click on save and continue. So now you have this as a products page. You can be able to add the images. You can, customize and tweak. So I'm gonna just close this here. But I really wanted to just kind of show you that Quix allow you to be able to integrate with other shopping cart, other softwares that you can see here, to be able to add more features and do so much more with it. In this lesson and in the next 4 videos or so, I'm going to show you how simple it is for you to build different types of websites. So you've never coded before, you don't know anything about, web design or marketing, all that good stuff, right? So let me help get you started. So you want to go over to add template, and then you want to go over to my, pages, and then you want to go here, you want to go where it says business. So this is how you get started. You scroll down and you look at the template that has the features you're looking for, something that is closest to what you want to create. So there are a lot of options here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm like, I like this one here. So I'm going to go and insert this one. And with a single click, I have created a very high-end website that if you were to hire someone to design this for you, they would charge you a minimum $250 to $500 plus, depending on the designer's experience. So look at this. With just one click, you have created a high-end business website. So if you have like you want to sell some products or some software, then you can use a design like this one. See how simple it is? And it didn't take you long, but just one click and you've created your own beautiful page. This looks high quality. Everything is responsive. Let's check the responsiveness here. So this is what it shows like on a tablet, on the phone, the same beautiful design on the phone. And that's it. You're done. You can come now, you can change the text if you want to, you can change the images, which I've already gone over with you in the previous lessons. You can change, you can resize anything you want. You want one size to be bigger, you can come in and do that. If you want it to be smaller, you can come here and you can do that. That's too small, you extend it back. and you scroll down, you can change whatever you want to change. So just like that, you can charge people $250 just to do this. And that's what a lot of designers are doing. You know, this is what they're doing. So when you go out there to hire someone to create a landing page for you, you know, don't think that sometimes it includes rocket science, because it doesn't. Look at this. Beautiful and set up in just one click, literally. And I can change the content for the client. I can change the pricing for them, and I can let them know, listen, I'm done. This is your website. And they're going to be really, really impressed. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to create a health medical website. And in the previous lessons, you've seen how simple and easy it is for you to build anything. So you want to go to the drop down here. You want to go to health and medical. And if you're creating a medical website, whether it's for your business or it's for your client, and you just don't know what to put in, where to start, how to get it going, this is a great start for you. Okay, so let's just choose this one here. And once again, you need the pro version of Quix page builder in order to be able to have access to this. So let's choose this one. Let's click on insert. And just like that, your health and medical website is complete. So you have a client that needed, you know, for the doctor's office or medical industry, and you just do that for them and just let them know, listen, your site is complete. Now you can fine tune it. You know, you can replace the images there with theirs. And if you've been following along for the rest of this course, you know how to get that done, that you can be able to change all those different things that you see on here. So if you want to change the text, you just click to edit. And you scroll down, there's the content. You can edit this text and move it over. You can edit this text that you see here. You can scroll down, you can apply. Let's see what else. If you want to come in, you want to resize this, you can move it over, and it's going to make that bigger. You can readjust it. And you scroll down here, and you can change the content for each box. You can change that, scoot that over there. You can change that content. You just ask the client, what content do you want me to replace? And you scroll down. If they have a video, you can come here, grab the video from YouTube or the embedded, wherever you're embedding it from, and you put it right there, and you're done. So scroll down again. You can, with the numbers. Now I've covered everything that you need to know how to do, is how to create forms. You can edit the form. You can change the format. You can come here, go to settings. You go to style, you go to background. If you want to change this background image, you can replace this with your own, or with the client's own. You can choose the effect you want. You can change, it's just incredible. It's just really, really amazing what you can be able to change and what you can be able to do. So I'm going to click the cancel, and you scroll to the bottom. You can change the image on this one. You can do anything with this site, and your client is really going to be happy because you've been able to create a beautiful website for them. In this lesson, I want to show you how simple and quick it is for you to build a charity website with just a few clicks using this awesome Quix page builder. So if you've been following along this course, then you should know at this point, from a blank canvas, you click add template. You go here to the second tab that said pages. You click down, you click on charity. Now, if you are getting started and you're not sure how your page needs to look, this is a great starting point for you. So let's go with this here. Just click on insert. And just like that, you have a beautiful, amazing looking website with just one simple click. And you did not have to design a single thing on this page. Now at this point, if you want to be able to customize anything, okay, if you want to be able to change, let's say you want to change the background with these kids. If you've been following along this course, then you know how to, make changes to all the elements. But just a quick review. So you click on here, the options, and you go over to settings, and you go over to style, you go to background. This is where the image is, and you can be able to change, you can remove it to, put something else, but I'm going to keep it because it's beautiful. So click cancel. As you move your mouse around, it's asking you, what do you want to edit? What do you want to change? And I've already covered all the different elements, how to be able to make changes to them. So now all that's left for you to do is just to tweak whatever you want to do to your liking. And very simple, you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can change this images, you can put your staff. And just like this, you've created a high-end charity website for a nonprofit. You can click to donate. You can change the buttons here. You can change everything that you literally can see on this page. So matter of fact, it looks beautiful. So you can check it out on the tablet. It looks great. You can check it out on the mobile phone and it looks great. And you go back here and it looks great on all devices. And there you have it, your nonprofit website that, you could have spent a fortune to create has now just been done with just, one click, literally. So we've come to the end of this course and I've covered everything that you need to know in order to build amazing websites with Quix Page Builder. Listen, if you've never coded before, if you want to get into the web design industry, which right now is really booming because a lot of companies have realized that the web is the way to go. So they are rushing literally to have someone create a high-end website, a quality website for them, whether it's for the e-commerce, for their live stream or anything. They are looking for people. And I've covered everything from the dashboard, the pages, the SEO, the templates, the integrations, the element. And we also took a look at the front end and all the features and all the things that you can be able to do with it. So now the question is, what are you going to do with this? You can literally change your life with this information. You can start your own web design business, creating different types of websites for clients. You can build amazing things. Once they let you know what they're looking for, you can come to the template section and see if there's anything here that is closely remote to what they're asking you to build. Now, if it's remotely close, I showed you how to be able to use the templates and also how to use the sections to be able to build anything you can imagine. So now the ball is in your court. The ball literally is in your court. Once again, if you want to get access to the full version of Quix, I recommend that you get the pro version. The free version has certain limitations on there and you would not get access to all this. When you see pro, that means that you need the pro version of it. If it doesn't have a pro on there, then you can get that. But I would encourage you, if you're serious about creating websites, whether it's for your business or for clients, listen, you need to get this because it is going to save you so much time, so much headache, so much money, and it's going to make you money as well. So I would love to see what you create with this. Make sure that let me know when you create something with it because I want to see what creative things that you're able to come up with. So once again, awesome job for completing the course. Congratulations. Use the skill set. Please just don't let this be another course that you've successfully completed and then you just don't use it. The world needs more web designers and businesses right now are desperately in need of people with your skill set. So go out there, make a change. In this lesson, I want to show you how to create a restaurant website. A few years ago, several years ago when I first got started in the web design industry, this is about 16 years or so ago. At that time, they didn't have the drag and drops and all this fancy stuff we had. I had a client that needed a restaurant website, and it was such a challenge for me because I had to learn the coding. It took me a long time to get it done. Well, today I want to show you how with Quix Page Builder, you can be able to get that accomplished literally in seconds. So you go to the add template, you click on the pages tab and you want to go to where it says restaurant. And right now you have all the pages for the restaurant. So you go, I want to build a restaurant website for my business or for a new client. And I can charge them $250 or $500 or whatever amount you want to charge them. And this is how you do it. You click here, you see insert. Let's do this. Now look at this. In just one click, with a single click, you have been successfully able to create a high-end restaurant website. So if you're a startup and you wanted to build your own restaurant website and you like, man, I don't have the budget to hire a designer to do this for me. Let me just do it by myself. I just saved you several hundred, even several $1,000 just by showing you how to do it with just one click. At this point, you can literally change anything and everything you see on there. When you put your mouse over this, look at this. Whatever you put your mouse on, you click on this edit, you can edit anything on here. If you want to edit this whole section, you can do that. This food, you can do it. Let's scroll down. You can add your chefs. You can resize them, make them big, make them small, however you want them to be. And then you scroll down with this, with the testimonial, you can click to edit it. You can change the client's name, put the information there and click apply. You can change their photo, you're done. And you scroll down to the food. You can put your menu, you can change everything you see on this page. And it only took you just one click. So if you're a restaurant and you want to get your website set up, literally, you can set this up within minutes. And as I just showed you, you don't have to be a coder. You scroll back up. This is a beautiful, simple, and elegant design. And your website can be up and going. If you want to change this background, all you got to do, listen, just come right here. You go to settings. And you go to styles and you go to background, and this is the image. So if you have a different image that you want to put there, you can do that. Or let's say you decide you want to put an image back there. You just want to leave it whatever color. You can be able to do that, change the color as well. So I'm changing the colors right now. Look, I'm changing that just by clicking here, and I've set up a very beautiful site. And if you want to apply what you've done, you click apply. But if you realize that, nah, you know what? I want to keep this to what it is. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to click cancel. And you have the original stuff there. So this literally just saved you a lot of money. Or if you want to become a web designer, creating websites for people, you can do this literally within minutes, and you can have this site up and going, and they will love it because it looks clean. Let's check out the, right now it's just the desktop. Let's check out the tablet. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Let's check out the mobile phone. Incredible. The same thing. So now there you have it. You just created a beautiful restaurant website for your business, and you didn't have to spend a single penny to hire some high-end designer to charge you a crazy amount just to build something as beautiful and as simple as this. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to add Video Pro. So now that you've added that, you can just add the embed code. If you get this message here, don't worry about it. Just make sure that you delete the other parts of it, just like this. Go to the start, and you can grab this code from any website too that has an embed on it. You just have to make sure that you're showing the right one. So now this is the actual video, but this is going to be on autoplay. So I want to delete autoplay, so it doesn't automatically start to play when someone shows up on the page. You can have it mute, you can have the alignment, and you can have overlay. An overlay is an image that you put on there or something you put on there, but I'm not going to put an overlay on this. So let's leave that basic and scroll up. There's really not much you can really add to this. It's designed to give you high quality, and it's very, very clean. I just love how simple and easy it is. If you want to add a border, you can. So let's say we got a solid. How many pixels you want it to be? That can be 4, and we can choose the colors. Now you see that color over that. And you go through here and you can add the border radius. I'm just gonna put some crazy number. Now, if I wanted to, instead of doing each one 33, whatever number that I choose, I can just click on this. I can just click on this link here. So as you can see, you can add the different radius, whatever number that you want. And that's just going to give the thickness of it. So you scroll down, adjust image. And there you have it. So you can be able to add videos from your website, just transfer it over from like your Facebook, your YouTube, or anywhere else that you have embedded videos, and you can put it directly on your website. this lesson, I want to show you how to add a spacer element. Now, the spacer element is great if you want to add space in between multiple elements, as you see here. So let me show you how that works. So I'm going to click the add new element, and we are going to locate the spacer. So you click on the spacer, and you notice, now let's move this over here. Right now, the pixel is the space that you want to put in between the items. So it's set to 10. I want you to watch as I raise or increase this number, what happens here. You notice that it's moving at the bottom. So I'm going to click here, apply. And I am going to, this is the spacer right now. I'm going to move this over and put it so it's more noticeable. So when it's right there, you don't really see it unless you put your mouse over it. So let's click to edit. Now you can be able to see a little better. So let me increase the number. You notice there's a space all the way, and you can decrease the space. So this is a really great way if you're trying to put a space in between multiple elements, and you can just add it, increase the amount of space you need. You can do this whether it's vertical like this or horizontally with columns, as I covered before. You can come here as always, check the background. You can change the color. If you want to add a color there, the hover color, you can change that to something else. When I put my mouse over that, you can come over to the border. If you want to add a border, let's activate this here. If you want to put a border, you can come and you can change the border type. Solid is black. You can change pretty much however you want that spacer to be. So you come through here and you go through different things that you like and just customize it. Now, I'm not going through this now because I've already gone through over these in the previous lessons. So feel free to go through it and change it how you want it to be. In this lesson, I want to show you how to add a Smart Tab. So let's click on the Smart Tab element. And once you do that, how you activate the tab, you notice that you see the tab 1 right here. This is a really great way to utilize tabs on your website. And you can add as many as you need to. So let's just add another one. You can also add or you can clone it. So let's go back to this one here, and you can put whatever information that you want to put on this specific tab. So we can have start, and you can put here start now, whatever you want to put there. And then you can go to the icon. You can put an icon, you can put an image. So you click on the add image, and then you get this. So you can search for any icon that you want. So you can load more. But for now, I'm just going to use this Xbox icon. So you notice it's right up there. And let's say you're done with that tab. Let's go to tab 2. And you can put start 2, and then you put whatever you want to put there. And you can also choose to link to a URL if you have one, or you can click to add an image. You just put that there, and you have that on there. So now I'm going to just clone these here. So I clone that and I clone it. And now you see there, I have the clones for those. And you go to options. You can do like that, vertical like that, or you can just leave it horizontal. You can put the alignment wherever you want it to be. And you can go over to style, go to the tab. If you wanted to put the margins, you can do that. You can also, if you want to put the margins so everything is all around the same. So I'm going to click to activate this link here. So if I put whatever number I put here, it's going to be all around. So if I deactivate it, then I can independently change each one. And the same thing too for the margin, whatever number you put there, it automatically just do that all the way around. And you can change here the active background and the active border. So you scroll down here, you go to the icon. You can change the icon's color, the hover color. So you notice you changed that. Let's change it again. If you hover your mouse over it, it changes. And the active color, you can change that. And you go over to the title. You can change this just here for the color. So you can play around with these here. And then you have the subtitles, and then you can also change these as well. So you have a lot of options with these here for the tabs. You scroll down, you can come in, change whatever you want to change, and it comes out, you know, very, very beautifully. Scroll here, the title. Take your time to make it be exactly how you want it to be. this lesson, we're going to add some social icons. So you click on the social icon element, and let's scoot this over to the right. Now, when you do that, you automatically see Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can change the name of it. You can change where it links. When you click here, it asks you, do you want to open a new window, add a no follow? You can do that as well. You can also link your images here. So you can go here right now. Let's go over to the bottom here for the basics. You can choose the inline or you can choose the list. So based on how you want this to be laid out, you can do that here. You can change that over. And if you wanted to, let's say, add another one, so you click this one and we're going to click to add another one. And let's go to add Instagram. And then click on here for the image. And if you don't see Instagram, you just have to search. As you start typing, it's going to automatically show. You can choose the type that you want. So double click on it. And now you've added Instagram. But if you want to modify the colors so it matches, you can do that as well. You can also choose the size of it, you know, how big you want it to be. And you can choose the color. So now it matches, or you can leave it whatever color that you want. Such an easy task and easy way to be able to do this here. Makes it real cool. And you can change the style here, go to the spacing. You can add more spacing in between each item. You can add some padding. Let's click on this lock here. You can add more padding. You can change the border. How do you want the border to be? Let's go with solid. You can change the border color. And you can also change the color for the icon. You can change the hover color. You can change the background. You can change, you know, just a few things here. So go ahead and feel free to have fun. However you want this to show up, you can definitely design and style this exactly the way that works with your site. In this video, I want to show you how these guys have been able to integrate Quix with Unsplash. Now, for those of you who don't know what Unsplash is, let's check out their website. They have really high quality images, professional, that you can be able to use freely. Okay. Now, I heard about Unsplash maybe a few weeks ago. And when I did, I was like, wow, the image quality, I love how they graded, how they color it. It looks really, really good. So if you're looking for images for your website, this is like a really great resource to have, and, you know, really is just free. So they have different categories you can be able to choose from, or just search something. But what these guys have done with Quix is they have integrated it with it. So let me show you how to get that going. So you go here, you can use any element that allows you to add an image. So I'm just going to go with the image and icon to show you. Now, when you come here, this is where it happens. So you click to delete that and you click to add image. So when you do here, you're going to see all the images that you've already incorporated in it. And this is the media manager. So the media manager, this is where you come in to add your images and all the, you know, that you want to share on your website. And it's very, very clean and very simple to navigate. So if you want to upload an image, you click here to upload it. You get it from your computer or wherever you had it from. And if you want to create a new folder, you click here and you create the new folder. The folder, I'm just going to click create. And now that new folder has been created. If you want to get a new file, you click to add a new file and you can be able to get that new file. And let's go over to the icons. You have different icons. So you can search for any type of icon. All you have to do is just start typing and you can be able to pull anything. So let's just say like Facebook. As you type it there, it shows you the different type of Facebook icons you can use. So anything that you're looking for, the media manager is a really, really excellent tool, and it loads really, really quickly. Now let's go over to the Unsplash. You go to Unsplash. Once again, this is their website where you can get as many images as you need absolutely free. So let's go back here. Now, if there's something specific you're looking for, you can search it here. They have integrated with it. So these here are some of the ones that's just showing different random stuff. So let's say you're looking for a car. When you type in car, it shows you different options for cars, and you can always click to load more. So this is a really great resource as a designer because you're always going to need graphics for the projects that you work on. And this could not have been a better integration. I mean, I love the integration for this. And when I saw this, I was like, yes, excellent job. So this makes it a lot easier instead of you having to go here, search for the image, download it and then upload it back in on your site. You just cut through and you just type your stuff right over here. So I'm going to choose this car. It's a cool car. In this section, we're going to take a look at what really separates Quix from other Joomla page builders and why it's becoming, the go-to for a lot of designers. So we're going to take a look at the image optimizations. You see here, we have a 0, means that the image is not optimized. And it's very vital that you optimize your images. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. For SEO reasons, we're going to take a look at the page rank and some of the key features of this thing. So let's go now to the front end. When you go to the front end, you notice that you have the settings. There are 3 key settings on your Quix page builder. So the first one is the page settings. The second one is the SEO. And the third one is to link to a page. And then on the right-hand corner, you have your Quix, your page rank. This lets you know how your page is ranked. It's a really key feature. And then you have your image optimization tool. How do you optimize your images? And then from here, you can also preview what this particular page is all about. So we're going to take a look at those things in this particular section. And I want to help you sort everything out so you can make the best of it. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at another very critical component of Quix and what makes this thing incredible and separates it from the rest. Now, one of the benefits of using this page builder is that it gives you the ability for you to check on your SEO. And SEO, of course, we know that plays a major role in how your site ranks and how people will find you. So from the settings here, you want to go over to SEO setting. Let's move this over. So you want to have your SEO title. It's very important that you research the type of title that you want to put. I see so many people want to create extremely long titles or extremely short. Your title should be descriptive of what your page is about. So I'm just going to create just something here, fitness website for beginners. Okay, that's the title. And then for the description, you can type in a description that, explains a little bit more what this title is about. So I'm just going to copy this for the sake of the training, but you make sure you do your research first. Okay, so just don't copy and paste like I'm doing here. Just do your research. And then of course your keywords. Now keywords are not as valuable as they used to be during the early days of SEO. So you can still put them, but search engines like Google really don't use the SEO, the keywords factor anymore to rank your page. And you want to put in here your Twitter username and your Facebook app ID. This is what you get from Facebook, from your developer console. You can be able to get your Facebook app ID and you put that right there. And this is going to be able to connect with your SEO. Now, the reason you're doing this is that you want people to be able to connect this page to you. So if they want to follow you, if they want to become, fans of your page, if they want to see updated content from your social media, your Twitter and your Facebook, this is a great way to do that. The next tab you have over here, this is the image. It's good to connect an image to your SEO because that becomes a little bit more personable. When people see the image, then they're able to connect more with you on that. And also that really helps too for the robots because they know that this image is about this. So as they're indexing and going through and crawling your site, they understand that, okay, this image is connected to a fitness website for beginners. So you want to find something. Now, Quix have done an amazing job that it allows you to be able to connect images. And the way that you do that is if you have a URL, okay, from external website, you can put that here and it's going to automatically populate that for you. Or you can also click this trash can and let's find something. And this is just some of the images that I uploaded. But another brilliant stuff that they did was they incorporated Unsplash. In a previous video, I talk about Unsplash and how important it is, the integration for this. So Unsplash is a website that you can find any type of image. These are high quality images that you can be able to use for free. And I love the gradient, how the filters that they use for the image, it looks real high quality. So if you want to connect a specific image to your SEO tags, you can certainly do that. If there's something you don't see here, all you have to do is just type. You can just start typing. So I just type in the word fitness and it's showing me some of the popular images for fitness. So from here, you can pick and choose the one that you want to go with. Okay, so I'm just going to choose this one, just double click. So once I double click on this, now this is the image that is going to be associated with this fitness website for beginners. So when you send someone a link, it is going to show this title, it is going to show this description, and it is going to show this image. So this is something that's very key. And let's go over to this basic settings here. You want to add open graph data, and you want to add the Twitter card. So we've already added those information. Now the open graph data is referring to the Facebook app ID, and for the Twitter card is referring to your Twitter username. So this is really great because if you send a link to someone, they can be able to see exactly what this page is about, and they can see that image is going to be connected with it. So when you're done, you click apply. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at a game-changing feature that Quix has to offer. This is something that's really exciting, and Quix is the only page builder that gives you this ability. What am I talking about? This is the ability for you to use what's called a Quix rank. If you're building a website, the goal of it is you want for people to be able to find your website. You don't want to create a website that just sits out there in cyberspace. Unfortunately, a lot of beginners, when they create their website, they don't take the time to optimize it properly so Google and other search engines can be able to locate it and share that information with people that are looking for your services. So what these guys have done is they have simplified the process for you. So let's go back on the back end before we come here to talk about this. When you create a new page with Quix, it is going to show you your SEO and your image optimization status here. And if you improve on it, you click here. The goal of the SEO score is that you want to get this to 100%. When you get it to 100%, or the higher the number, the better it is. The lower the number means you have a lot of work to do. When you get it to a certain number that's high, like 90 or even 100, then you've done a great job to optimize it. And you want to make sure that your site can be found by people. So let's go back now to the front end here, the visualized page builder. Okay, so it's saying that the key phrase length, no focus keyword was set for this page. So you would have to set the key phrase, and you can click here too to get some information about it by clicking on here. It's going to take you to their website. And inbound links, it's saying that no outbound links were found in here. So it's giving you things that you need to work on. It's very important that you follow these things and make those changes. So I'm not going to go through all the changes that we see here, but let's take one, for example, the meta description length. It's saying that this is too short. So let's go to the settings and we're going to go to SEO setting. The description, this is the description right here. So it's saying that it's under 120 characters. So what I'm going to do now is I am just going to copy this and then just paste it again, clone it again. That should be 120. If not, it's going to let us know. Now, you don't have to do this as I'm doing here. Just write the proper description based on your website. And I'm going to put the keyword. Let's just click apply. Now, when I click apply, you notice that a few things happen here. You see a few more greens. Now, this is incredible. This is happening as you are working on your site, which is excellent because it helps you to make sure that your site can be ranked very well. So let's take a look at this meta description length. It's saying that it's over 56 characters to ensure that it's a little bit shorter. So let's go back there again and we're going to work on this. So let's come here and I am going to delete parts of this. So let's delete this here and see what we get. It's that 120. Let's click on apply. Okay, still at 156. Now, this is the fun part about SEO. You have to come in, you have to make whatever changes, and you want to, get as close to what you're looking for. Now, as you can see, we've accomplished what we're going for. The green, the meta description is well, the 120 is saying well done. And then your SEO title width, the SEO title width is too short. You can be able to come back and add a little more. All that stuff can be done through the SEO part right here. So you might want to add a little bit more for the SEO title. It's just telling that it's a little bit too short. So let's see something here. Let's copy this and we're going to paste it, and let's see what we get. Okay, so now we've accomplished something there. That's saying that we've reached the green. The key phrase length is green, the title. So as you can see here, I'm just going through these here based on the recommendations that I'm getting, and this is happening as you work on your site. So you want to go to outbound link. So you want to scroll down on your website to see where you want to put an outbound link. And the system here, the Quix rank, is going to let you know. You see that based on the changes that we've made, we're at 7 to 9%. We started at 0, but we're 7-9%. So we're searching, let's just say we want to look for keyword about fitness, and you search. And it's going to show you all the key, like the fitness you put on here is going to show you highlighted on that as part of your description. So you want to make sure that you're following these here. And then you can also check too on your mobile preview. You can check too on your desktop to see how everything is going to look. You scroll up and down, you see how it's going to look. Now your score is at 7 to 9%. Okay, so once again, I just wanted to demonstrate for you how to make those changes. It is up to you now to follow the rest of the assessment that you're getting from Quix. So you're 7-9%. Don't forget to click save when you're done. If you just delete everything and don't click save, then you're going to lose all the hard work that you put in. So feel free to go through your site, inspect it, and see what you're able to come up with. Now, one thing to note here is that once we are optimizing it, you notice that this image optimization is turned red. So let's click on this. We are going to re-optimize these images. And the reason why you re-optimize the images is because you want things to load faster. Okay, I covered this in a previous video. I talk about the percentages, the quality, and how that works. So let's click re-optimize. And when this is successful, you get this message here at the bottom. Now you're at 7 and 9. You can change, let's see, where can we add an outbound link? Add a link somewhere in here. We can come in. No, let's not put that there. Just scroll. So I'm just scrolling through here to make changes based on these recommendations. So all to image attributes none. So feel free to go through your site and activate this to see what you come up with. So let's go over to click on save. Now, once you've clicked on save, you notice that this image optimization is green. Let's go to the back end and see what we've got. So now it is going to let you know that your SEO score is 79% and your images have been optimized, which is what you're going for. So if you follow this process and you work on individual pages, I guarantee you're going to see tremendous results with your SEO. And that is why this is a major game changer, because you don't have to download any third-party extensions again to optimize things. You can do this with Quix directly on your website, and you can check too how things look on different browsers. So make sure that you go through your SEO and check the assessment here and make the changes that you need so you can rank better. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at the image optimization. So when you look on your Quix dashboard, it gives you some ideas to how well your image is optimized. So right now it's showing 0. Now, image optimization is very vital. I know that you've probably been to certain websites that take forever to load. You click on something, you got to wait for the image to, that little circle, it just takes time and time and time. And you lose a lot of visitors like that. Something to keep in mind too, as we're at the dashboard of the Quix now, is your image can be responsive. In other words, regardless of whatever device that you're using it on, they have done such a fantastic job that is going to show great. And as you can see here, they have the quality at, at 80. Now you can change these, but by default, this is what these are. And let me explain what this means. So whatever device that you're on, it is going to show quality, but at the same time, it is going to load a lot faster. So with the image quality 80, if you're uploading to the web, you want to make sure that when you're exporting, whether it's from Photoshop or from whatever device that you're editing your images from, when you're uploading to the web, you want to keep your image quality to 75 to 80. Now, if you go to like 90 and 100, then for the web, that becomes too heavy and then it takes a long time to load. And most websites, if you want to upload certain images, they'll say something like the max upload size can be no more than 1 megabyte or no more than 2 megabytes. So for your website, if you want things to load a lot faster, you want to keep between that 80 mark, 75 and 80, because the higher the number, then the longer it's going to take time to load. Now, if you're doing something, let's say for print, you want to print something, then you want to keep that number like at 100% because that quality is still needed there and it still shows there. So it's very vital and very important that your images are optimized and they're compressed, but at the same time, they maintain the high quality. So what they've done here is that they've helped you with that. So when you go over to this tab, you say optimize image, you want to click on this. And it shows you the current images that are on here that needs to be optimized. And these are JPEG. And you have at the bottom here, it says re-optimize and it says optimize. So let's click to optimize. And you get that success message, that image optimized. And when you go back to the front, to the back end here, it's going to show you that this is the size you save by optimizing your images. Now, this number is very vital. Once again, the goal of your website is that you want for things to load a lot faster. You don't want your pages to take forever to load. So if you have images and you're not sure if they're optimized or if they're not, Quix allow you to make sure that they are properly optimized for speed, okay? And you don't want to lose visitors because it takes, 3 minutes for your website to load. This is not the early 90s, so no one's going to wait, for your website to load. So now you have your images optimized and you're going to see that this is turned into green. So anytime that you're creating a new page, if you're going to add images, especially like a gallery, you want to make sure that when this is red, that means you have to optimize the images. When it's green, it means that it saves you, it's optimized those images for you. So you scroll through, your page is going to load a lot faster.